Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally now gathered to induct the newest podcast and the first three-time member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. But before I do that, you might be wondering, and where in the F were these guys? Well, in kind of a poetic way, you might want to say, in a way, kind of so Justin Parsley, the reason that these circle of jerks who might be jerks in a circle actually aren't so much of a circle of jerks because the reason that they're late is they actually rescued a cat out of a burning building. And you might want to say, ladies and gentlemen, these guys, kind of like the newest movie right now in the box office called Bad Boys Ride or Die, these guys certainly rid or died to try to save our certainly favorite feline animals. But in many ways, a 25-year friendship has kind of all started and gathered to where we are today. And as a matter of fact, that 25-year friendship was maybe crystallized on the date May 16th, 2017. And why was May 16th, 2017 so important to these circle of jerks? Well, these jerks actually decided to be in a circle. They decided to actually go and dip into the podcast waters. And they had a show called Inauguration. And after all, it was less than 4 months after we had inaugurated a new president and we had inaugurated a new podcast. And the first guest is a Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer and none other than Chris Jones. Boy, these guys certainly know how to pick the guest. But after all, throughout these 53 plus episodes, now you might want to say this is the 54th episode, they've certainly taken on a slew of topics. They've taken on sexual orientation. They took on COVID mandates. They took on Pauly Shore, and maybe they were the ones that were responsible for Pauly Shore's comeback. They even talked about Wooten's Google search history. They even talked about, I don't know, and the memories growing up together in high school. And they even had some other jerks that formed a circle, and it kind of reminded me almost of the game that I played as a kid growing up in the streets of Brooklyn, New York, called Duck Duck Goose. And I'm sure that they did a few Duck Duck Goose, which you can find on their Circle of Jerks podcast, which is on Spotify. And you might even catch a few of it on Justin Parsley's YouTube channel. But I can assure you, in inducting our first non-sports podcast into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and certainly inducting the first three-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. And boy, that is certainly driving a ton of people crazy tonight. I can certainly assure you that certainly certain people in Iowa, Wisconsin, and other states in the Midwest, and they're really fed up right now. They're really upset. And in fact, they're so upset right now. They're so upset that they were wondering, was the show going to go on the road? Was Justin Parsley really not going to show up? I mean, after all, wouldn't you might want to say the tables have been turned lately by Justin Parsley? Because he's the one, after all, that went to the state of Iowa and certainly did a number on certain individuals. But that's not why he's going into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame for a third time. But in a way, it's kind of poetic as I go back in opening up tonight's speech where there was a cat. And this cat, who knows, it could have had a moment very similar to what could have happened in Bad Boys Ride or Die. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, I had been thinking about this here and getting a chance to speak to these guys and finally meeting them. Well, at least Mr. Josh in person. I've met Mr. Parsley quite a few times, and I'm sure maybe some of his fellow cohorts in the state of Indiana may or may not be happy about that, but I'll leave that for a different discussion. But in many ways, we've got our own Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett here because, after all, Bad Boys for Life, they first debuted in 1995, 29 years ago, and Justin Parsley and Josh Wooten were friends just about 29 years ago, 25 years ago, as a matter of fact, and they've definitely had a ride or die friendship, and it's such a ride or die friendship, it looks like they're even giving a toast to another Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer and another controversial figure in James Taylor. And some might say tonight, where the F is James Taylor? But I'll leave him for a different podcast. I'll leave him for a different state. But certainly, Justin Parsley and Josh Wooten, they might be a circle of jerks. They might be jerks in a circle. But you know what? If you look at their history, and maybe it's, after all, we're the ones that are the jerks. Are we the ones that are the jerks? Because maybe we've been the ones for all this time that has overlooked these two individuals. After all, Josh looks like he could have been the guy who was the kid in the movie The Sandlot, that big kid with the curly hair who was always getting kind of picked on and couldn't run around. And I don't know if he's that same guy, but certainly Justin Parsley. Everybody asked, though, who in the F is Justin Parsley? But I guess in a few short minutes from now, who in the F is Justin Parsley? Because we're a family station. I can't say the full words after UCK before F. But what I can say is that Justin Parsley is a real one. He's a real wrestler, and he's certainly not an essential one. He's certainly not an essential member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. That might be, I guess, his tag team partner, or maybe not his tag team partner. But after all, kind of in a way, the irony of this is that Justin Parsley, being from the state of Indiana, and some of his cohorts right now, who he's had certainly an up and down history with, he's the one representing them more than anyone else. But I go back to my question, who in the F is Justin Parsley? Well, Justin Parsley, maybe after this, is the greatest Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer of all time. I mean, think about it. First three-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. Think about it. Part of the first non-sports podcast to ever be inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Boy, is that giving Mr. Parsley's employer in the state of Indiana, in a little town of Shelbyville, some heartburn and digestion? Well, it might be, because after all, could you have imagined without Justin Parsley what the viewership would be in Shelbyville, Indiana for that promotion? It'd probably be more in the toilet than it already is. But the facts are, ladies and gentlemen, yes, we're dropping Hiroshimas left and right on Sportswire Radio. But Justin Parsley is maybe even about to achieve his greatest accomplishment in winning a world heavyweight championship in 16 days from now. And we might even talk about this thing in Ohio. And after all, it takes place July 5th to July 7th. And maybe we'll see a Circle of Jerks podcast like we've never seen before. And maybe it'll be a celebration. I mean, after all, Josh looks like he could have been a part of the Three Stooges. And maybe Larry, Curly, and Moe, they could have a field day with that. But, you know, ladies and gentlemen, I could go on and on and on about who in the F is Justin Parsley and Josh Wooten. But I think, considering how long they've made us wait, although I'll say for very good reasons, and after all, I hope the cigarette's not menthol for them, and hopefully it's not a Marlboro pack, because after all, that would be an expensive pack. But, well, there you go. Certainly, that's why maybe we'll even say next time Justin Parsley could be a four-time Hall of Famer, because after all, in 16 days from now, when he accomplishes the unthinkable and maybe ransacks that World Heavyweight Championship from the state of Iowa to Indiana, and who knows what else is then. Maybe we'll call him a four-time Hall of Famer. Maybe we'll even call him a five-time Hall of Famer and a six-time Hall of Famer, because after all, he has said he's wanted to be a 17-time Hall of Famer. And boy, people here are certainly saying, oh no, here we go again, Justin Parsley. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, I wear the shirt, but I think, well, I'm certainly not a part of the Circle of Jerks, although after all, some would say I'm the biggest jerk of them all right now in the wrestling world, pro, indie, underground, or backyard. I think it is time to formally induct our first ever non-sports podcast into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, our first three-time member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and certainly Omen Black somewhere just spilled alcohol out of his drink there when he heard that. And I'm sure a lot of other people said, really, Justin Parsley? Well, that's right. And on top of that, our 77th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and Mr. Josh Wooten, and maybe somewhere that other guy who employs Mr. Parsley, Josh Fletcher, is probably having a heart attack right now, because after all, he has said that, oh, the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame is already what? How many people are in? Doesn't mean anything. Well, I think to these jerks, it definitely means something. And maybe in the state of Indiana, they have too many jerks that certainly wouldn't count to be the odd men out. But we'll see if we play Cowboys and Indians tonight. And we'll let these jerks have the floor here very shortly. But before I do that, it's about time to give them that introduction as your master of ceremonies, the host of the Sports Report, the owner of Sportzwire Radio, the #1 global radio station where figuratively and literally your voice of all wrestling that matters, and maybe even tonight all podcast matters, the Reverend Tom Bryce. Give these gentlemen that introduction that they've been waiting for, and Justin Parsley's already got it 3 times, and maybe Justin can compare and contrast each introduction he's gotten, and maybe Josh will tell us what he thinks about it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to induct the newest member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame and the first 3-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. That is the host of the Circle of Jerks, Justin Parsley and Joshua Wooten. And before I do that, it is time to give them that Hall of Fame-like introduction, because after all, we're on prime time on the brightest lights of the biggest stage, and that is Sportswire Radio. So with that, wait for it, further ado here on the Sports Report, #1 global sports show, the Ride or Dies, the Circle of Jerks, the 8th class, the 7th member of the 77th member of our Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, Joshua Wooten. And the first rail wrestler, the man that has the second longest reigning tag team championship run in XCW history, the first 3-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer, Parsley. Fellas, congratulations.
Thank you for that introduction, as always, for the 3rd time in this Hall of Fame. And
oh, you won 17, so we got 14 more times to see each other then, huh?
that I was going to be. Like, it's a big difference. I don't want it.
Are you sure? Because I think that there are some people that might actually get a kick out of that. I'm sure that there are some people in the states of Iowa and Wisconsin. They might actually, have an opinion on that. Maybe even Ohio as well, because obviously there's some brethren out there. So maybe they secretly would get a kick out of that, Mr. Parsley.
Oh, I mean, it's like buttholes, right? Opinions are, isn't that what they say? Like,
I've heard that along the line, but I try not to give too many opinions when it comes to those things. But certainly, Josh, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. Congratulations. So I'm going to ask you guys the first formal question before we open it up tonight. And boy, a lot of people.
Since this is also a Circle of Jerks episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
We formally induct you into the Circle of Jerks. 100%.
Well, I might be the biggest jerk of them all.
You made seem like a bomb or something explosive, and I haven't done that for years, by the way. Years. I've never done threats. But that was the formal. I don't have a certificate, but I think the fact
I don't need one at this point. I've seen too many of them by giving them out on Sportswire, so certainly apology accepted. I don't know if I qualify necessarily to be in this group, but then again, you might say in the wrestling world these last few weeks, I could certainly be one of the jerks. And after all, I am from New York and I am from New York City. And you know the opinion that most people have around the United States and the world of New Yorkers, and especially guys that look like me from New York City. So maybe I could certainly be on an island of jerks just by myself, huh?
Maybe that's how it works.
Maybe. I don't know. But
aren't you on an island?
Technically, I am. Yes, in New York
Oh.
City, actually, three-fifths of New York City is an island, and Long Island is technically a part of Kings and Queens County. So, yeah, I'm on an island.
Here, we were just discussing that off air.
I mean, truly, honestly, if you really want to get your own island, I heard Epstein and Diddy's island's up for sale. Just saying.
Well, so I probably could maybe give it certainly a bid at it. I mean, I'm sure that some people would think that I could buy the island. I don't know if I'm quite in that. I don't know if I'm quite in that zero range, but I'm sure I could put a bid on that. But I certainly wouldn't want to get in that. But again, obviously, it's good to be on your show, coincidentally, because we're running them ideally at the same time. But I will open it up still to ask you that question. What does it mean to you guys now to be in this Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame as the first non-sports podcast to also be in the Hall of Fame?
So I think technically we're a comedy podcast. Are we the first comedy podcast then? Is that what that?
Non-sports. Yeah, non-sports.
Non-sports. Okay. Well, what does it mean to you?
I mean, first off, I guess from here.
Yeah, from here.
I got a lot of it.
Yeah, tell them.
I guess from a standpoint, it should be what's taking us so long. Why are we 77th? Why aren't we 7th? Just saying. That's just my opinion, though.
Well, I mean, some people would think we've had 10. Well, some people think that certainly in one person close to Mr. Parsley would think that we have 10,000 and 40,000, and it doesn't mean anything. But Hall of Fame's a Hall of Fame there, though.
Does he listen to this podcast?
I've probably listened to more of it than the average listener. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the viewership is, but I would say that I've listened to a good amount of the 53 now going on 54 episodes. I'm not quite sure what the amount of listeners have listened how many times, but I could certainly say that I've listened to a few of the shows, gentlemen.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess if you're talking about that gentleman here in Shelbyville, I mean, he still wrestles out of a backyard, so
he couldn't cut the mustard anywhere else, so you might as well, if you can't cut it anywhere else, you might as well carve out your own yard and, obviously, try to certainly make sure that you can look in the best light possible. I mean, understand, obviously everybody's got to have their moment. Everybody's got to shine and, each to its own. It's America, United States of America. God bless, I suppose.
I think for me, it just means that I'm 3/17 of the way there. So 317.
I don't know what the math would be. I guess it's 17.5%, right? 17.5% of the way there, something like that. So who knows, right?
I don't know. They always said we wouldn't have a calculator in our pockets, like going through school. So it's kind of weird. But you know what I mean? I being here.
Well, when I was in school, we couldn't afford a calculator, but that's a different story, different conversation. But then again, maybe I probably would have been better off with that. But obviously, you guys have this podcast, and you want to talk about, where it all began and where it's led you to where you are today. Before you ask me some questions, and I'm sure a lot of other people are certainly waiting to get into the conversation as well.
I can't imagine that they want to talk to us, but
yeah, there's a couple people, just a few comments, not too many though.
Where did it start? Okay, first of all, we need to go over this cat thing. I didn't save a cat from a burning building. I think you heard him say burning building, and it was just a bush. It was a bush outside my fence.
You should have went with the story. We're live on Sportswire, because obviously it'll eat up more of your brethren in Iowa, Ohio, Wisconsin. So just go with it.
No, this is the kind of heel I am. I'm not a cat person. I don't like cats at all. And I saved a freaking kitten. That's what you're right. It says that about Justin. So, what was the question? Go back to the question.
What is
here? Where do we start? Where do we start? We started here in this basement.
Yeah.
We came back. We brought it back to the basement
for
this episode of your show. And I don't know, man. Like it's just been intermittent, right? It's just been like we do it when we feel like we need to reconnect. Whenever there's something big going on in the world, like you said, we did COVID mandates. We discussed stuff that's like hard hitting issues, and that's what the podcast
honestly
always was.
It was your idea. You wanted to start something where we could bring our friends, locals, whoever we wanted on the show.
Yeah.
And we could just shoot the shit.
Yep.
Say whatever we wanted to and not care. And
yeah. And it was supposed to be like a circle, a revolving door kind of. And like if you listen to the episodes, like I didn't know where it was going until I did an episode with Josh, and I found out, well, that's what I was looking for. And hopefully we get more, and we did get
I
more.
think this is the guy you should be doing shows with rather than the guy you sort of did a show with last year. I'm not even going to go into that show because that guy, listen, now you're supposed to be the first real wrestler. You're supposed to be from Mulholland Drive, Justin Parsley, and you were on a podcast where you didn't talk. Now, certainly, I'm not quite sure. Maybe that puts you in a Hall of Fame. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Let's not certainly go down that rabbit hole. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But yeah, it sounds like with this individual who you've known for 25 years, it sounds like you certainly do talk a little bit. Although you've changed a little bit over time. You've got more hair. You've shaved. You've obviously looked a little different since then throughout the years. But then again, hey, everybody looks different over time.
And my adult braces. That was
at least you weren't Clifton Sugarman who had the full headgear.
Clifton did?
Oh, fuck,
that's my cousin. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Small world. So, can we do we want to do a shirt reveal because we wore this to,
go for it.
Induct you.
We're live. We're live. We're live. Go ahead.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. At the same time or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
All right. Ugh. Should I grab this?
Whoops. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I think that some people in the audience may not want to see that much, especially your brethren in Iowa, Wisconsin, and Ohio.
Well, he's watching my matches, so he sees it. But...
I see. Oh, well, there you go. You have some shirts there, and you want to tell us what the significance is of these shirts?
Sure do.
Well, tell us.
I don't know if you're truly accustomed to exactly how far I'm willing to push the limits. So I'm going to show you this. This is the most, I would say, ideally black inventions that were made from, well, let's start with 1867, and it goes all the way to 1945. And we got some ironing boards, plasma bags, stethoscopes, pencil sharpener. I guess my real thought with this, me showing the shirt is, once we gave blacks civil rights and a start to equality, they just got fucking lazy. And yeah, it's
riveting.
Riveting. It is
riveting. Certainly, I didn't realize I was going to learn things that I may or may not have known. But thank you for letting us know about what that shirt signifies. And Mr. Parsley, obviously, I'd like to know what is your shirt referring to. And I certainly know it's not you staying at a Holiday Inn. I can see it.
Yeah, well, I want the audience to go.
Yeah, they can see it. We have the big bangles. They can see it.
This is, for Pride Month, so it's like a little bit of straight pride. I am a cis, male, so I'm wearing this with.
I didn't know you were a male. I didn't realize that.
I know because of the hair. I know that throws off. I identify as one, so you will by me as one as well.
I appreciate that you let the audience know that you're confirming that you're a male. It's very, very kind of you. Very, certainly, I would say doing your due diligence, as you might want to say to the audience.
Plenty of surprises tonight, Tom.
Are you Hispanic?
I am not Hispanic, actually. No, I am not.
Oh, with our introduction, you were sounding like one of those Hispanic announcers when someone scored a goal. I didn't know if you were watching the same.
That was the World. Yeah, that was the World Cup goal. Yep, that's what you're looking for. Yep. No, not quite. Not quite, though. Not quite.
I was pretty close.
I've got a hard enough time speaking English, let alone do it. I've got a hard enough time speaking English, let alone any other language. But thank you very much for the interesting thought there.
You say you're from Brooklyn?
I am from Brooklyn. I live in Staten Island now. Yep, that's where I am from. I'm from Kings County, and I'm in Richmond County now. Yep, the county of Kings. And you gentlemen seem to be a matter of kings tonight because you're in the first non-sports podcast to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, I was during COVID. I was in New York twice. So,
well, you didn't come back. Actually, I'll handle this for you because obviously twice you went, right? So the first time you're like, all right, maybe I'll think about it. You came back the second time and you were like, all right, I seen enough from New York. I seen all the things that were going on, and you decided, like most people since COVID, you left the state.
Honestly, I would have moved there if your rent was so fucking expensive.
Well, like I said, that's why most people have left the state. They came, they saw, and they left again, and they haven't come back since. So join the club. It's not an exclusive club, though, but you can join it.
Why were you there?
I was there. Yeah, I was working with FEMA during COVID. I was stationed 172nd in Aberdeen, Upper Manhattan.
You were in Washington Heights, if I'm not mistaken. Sounds like Washington Heights. That's where you were.
Knights of the Heights. Yeah.
Upper Manhattan. Yep.
Upper Manhattan.
Yep.
Right there, W Bridge.
Yep, right there. Yep. George Washington Bridge, for the audience, connects into Westchester County, New Jersey, into those areas. Yep. So that's where you were there. Interesting. Very interesting.
I was also Bronx Central, right there by the Bronx Zoo. And then in Queens, I was stationed by Station 34, Sunnyside and King Hospital.
Central Queens. Yep.
Yeah, I was stationed there for my second tour.
Oh, well, hopefully you don't have another third and fourth tour going back there, right?
I mean, 9 million people and 100 square mile radius with COVID.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that a lot of people will certainly say, come back on down. But obviously, I appreciate the shirts and you telling us. I appreciate you telling us what those shirts are for the audience. I'm sure that there's a lot of people saying what's going on here, but that's what you guys are. A circle of jerks, jerks in a circle. I mean, that's kind of what you guys have been, a jerks in a circle and a circle of jerks. And, you're live here. You used to be live, but now you're back live again because after all, this is where you should be. And it all started going live and not just a podcast. Now you guys have become live satire. Maybe some would even say satire for the audience, but I would disagree with that because after all, you guys are Hall of Famers now, and only those that would see that you would be live satire for them would be envious of the fact that you are here in this chair. And, Josh is a Hall of Famer, and Justin Parsley is the first 3-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. So certainly there's a lot of jealousy out there in the world. Certainly that's what a lot of people feel.
I feel like a lot of it's just coming from Iowa. I sense a lot of negative energy coming from Iowa.
What is it about the energy for you in Iowa that's been so negative towards you lately? What do you think it is? What do you describe it or prescribe it to be, quote unquote?
Well, what I did to their most precious commodity, their most prized tag team in Iowa, the Foundation, the boys who are doing it.
I love Buckeyes.
Buckeyes?
Yeah.
That's Ohio.
Same thing. Iowa, Ohio.
Think that's the same thing.
I think Iowa's the Hawkeyes, and I think the Buckeyes probably. I think if they're in Ohio, I don't know if you'd want to be referenced the same way as the Iowa Hawkeyes. I mean, for the football fans out there. But hey, what do I know, right? I mean, it's you guys are the circle of jerks. You're the experts.
I know.
I know nothing. I know nothing about podcasting. I know nothing about anything. So you guys, after all, the experts. I mean, you guys are the ones that people tune into from all around the world.
Why is he referencing a shitty movie, The Hawkeyes?
We're not talking shitty movies. So I went out there.
I saw one last week. It's Mad Max Furiosa. If you really want to talk about movies that weren't very good, that was last week. So that would certainly be this week's better when it comes to the world movie. But thank you very much for the movie references there.
No Tom Hardy in Mad Max. Was he the main guy like he was in the other remake?
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, I thought you said he was the villain. Okay.
Chris Hemsworth.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that came out. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I think most people kind of like. Well, I think most people kind of were like the same way. That's kind of why the reception is.
That's all they do these days, man. Sequels, prequels, reboots, and remakes, man. There's not an original idea out there in Hollywood.
It's what pays the bills. It's like what some people would say in the wrestling world. The same matches, the same people in it, the same storylines. I hear the same things in the wrestling world. Boy, a lot of similarities there, huh?
Yeah, everything's recycled, though, isn't it? What do we tune in? Yes. Give our time to?
Well, I mean, you're in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame for a third time. Some may say, is that recycled? Is that a recycled idea? Try to drum up the sales, try to boost the viewership. Is that what it is? Maybe we're putting you in the Hall of Fame to boost the viewership and get more engagement. Is that what it is? You think maybe kind of like Hollywood, right? Hollywood needs to bring back
that, wouldn't you? You'd have the Foundation on here for that if you wanted to boost the views.
Or I would have Silverwolf on here if I was going to boost the viewership.
Still.
I think we're at a different element, right? I would say I'd have to bring on Silverwolf, Craven Rage. Maybe those would be the ones that I would have to boost viewership for, right?
So, is Captain Law scheduled to come on your show?
He is not actually because it's.
I heard he was. Okay.
Yeah, he wanted to be on, but then when he actually wanted to address things that weren't anything to do for, a company you share a locker room with, we decided that we're going to go to a different lane of programming because here in New York or anywhere else around the world, it's run by the people because after all, this is what we're fueled on. Now, I know in Indiana, you guys can certainly control the narrative, and that's obviously due to your certainly employer, but I don't think he'll be seeing any future appearances upcoming on Sportswire anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, I wish him well. I'm sure he can go on Freestyle. He can go on Rundown and maybe Vortex. Maybe he can do an interview or two there. But yeah, he'll be certainly not be seeing him on any regularly scheduled programming coming up here on Sportswire. But hey, who knows? Maybe you'll have him on the Circle of Jerks. I mean, he could be an honorary Circle of a Jerk. I mean, I'm sure there's
Absolutely.
a few. He might be the greatest jerk of them all. Some would say. Could be.
Kill the rest of them.
What are you guys now trying to save a fly, from death?
Was that? What is it, a stink bug?
Yeah.
Kill it.
I did.
Okay. I don't know. I think it takes more than one blow to kill a stink bug.
Well, certainly. Hopefully the ASPCA is not watching this.
Oh, drats if they are.
It's a bug.
Are you known to have the ASPCA tune into?
I did once as a kid visit the ASPCA in New York, but as far as I know, who knows though? At this
Do they
point?
play the Sarah McLachlan song the whole time in the lobby? Like,
I'll have to go back a second time and get back to you on it.
I'll go with you this time.
Join the party.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a party. Circle of Jerks.
It's always a party when we're live on the air with the Circle of Jerks podcast and Sportswire Radio. I mean, would you like me to read off some comments and put them up on the screen? Would you like to see that? Are you sure?
How many people do we have sharing their time with us tonight, Tom? How many people?
We have a lot. We have actually 20 people right now live. 20.
Okay.
We're 21. It was 20 just now, but let me get to those comments because I got a lot of comments here. A lot of people would like to say some things. First of all, let me come to the very beginning of here. This guy here, apparently he was on your show last time in a different element, but now this guy's name is Michael Christian. Now this guy, I think unlike when you're here, he seemed a lot more timid with you guys. He seemed a lot more as if maybe he was just intimidated and, obviously knowing how guys you've been in terms of your success and stature in the podcast world and you, Justin, in the wrestling world, with all due respect to Mr. Christian, he seemed like somebody that, you might want to say was kind of, I don't know, maybe intimidated about what, he was seeing in front of him with the presence there. I mean, I certainly don't think that you'll get the same type of feeling here on this platform, but I'm sure Justin will go back now and save some more cats. But no technical difficulties here. We explained why Justin Parsley and Joshua Wooten saved a cat. Soldier GP. Now, this is an individual that is the champion in the state of Iowa. He is the IMF world champion, and he says it's you. He doesn't believe that you guys saved the cat. He doesn't believe it.
Parsley being Parsley.
He doesn't believe you guys saved the cat. Doesn't believe it.
There's this
and
Kanye.
he says he exposed you somewhere.
And what's that? Oh, that's the real one's here tonight. He's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame with his best friend, Seminole Warrior.
25 year friendship, obviously 25 years.
It's a beautiful.
I think Kanye made the
best.
best.
Are we legally married?
Should be.
Yeah, I think so.
Is domestic marriages allowed in Indiana, or is domestic marriages allowed in Indiana?
Well, I think Pence was here when that happened, and it was, and then it wasn't. I think that's the way it worked. So I think we're back to wasn't. So.
Yeah, some would say in Indiana we still have a ways to go. Some would say, I don't know if I would agree or not agree with that. I don't know. I don't know about that, but Michael Christian would like to say someone saw him in the comments. Mr. Soldier GP obviously doesn't seem like he'll be on the Circle of Jerks podcast anytime soon with you because he says that you don't care about anyone but yourself.
That's
next comment. I'm gonna go.
And also he talks about Michael Christian, a guy, Sean Jovi. Now, you did a few things to him at a little event a few weeks ago, Rage in the Cage. You beat him down there and at the end of the match.
All together, Jovi. What the hell is that Parsley suck? Maybe he's talking about.
That's what he's saying. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. I just read the comments.
eat it. You don't have to eat, and no one eats it. No one eats parsley. So maybe that's what he means. Like parsley, the herb, the garnish sucks. Like he's probably.
Well, I know. I know parsley from the lyrics of the song "Scarborough Fair." Parsley in time. We've wrestled before. It's not you. Someone you share a locker room with. Remy Ravage. Sean Jovi knows. Remy Ravage. Hello, Remy Ravage. Parsley must be lost in the sauce considering how long the wait is. We explained that already. Rescued a cat from a house, so you rescued Rob Slater. Now, did you rescue him, Justin? Because after all, it didn't seem like you were rescuing him last week on Unlimited Violence. You seemed like you were having some maybe domestic problems there, maybe some domestic, I would say, relationship problems.
The language he used was too filthy, so I want to skip that comment too.
Fair enough. Yes, great day for Sportswire. I appreciate this. I'm going to get to this man in a little while once we finish some things I like to give you. So hang on tight to that. You'll certainly find out who he is very soon. We think we got to that comment already. This is I don't think you've met him yet. He's from the state of Tennessee, but you haven't met him yet. He's pretty hardcore though, but you haven't met him yet. Dirty Donnie says this is a triangle of dip shits, basically dip shits. So
is that me, you, and you're included in that?
I guess so. I mean, but like I told you, a lot of people in the wrestling world would consider me. They're definitely. I would be in an island of jerks on my own. I don't even think I could qualify for the circle of jerks. I'm such a jerk these days in the wrestling world. They would give me my own island, and people would say I could probably buy that island. But
I want to tell you, look magnificent tonight. That's a nice fucking shirt. I appreciate that for this black tie affair. Thank you.
I try when I come onto Sportswire, I try to come into my work uniform. I always try to make sure I obviously dress appropriate on Sportswire. I can't speak for other wankers who do podcasts who, certainly, they do things and they ask the guest on, hey, anything but them. But hey, each to its own, each to its own. Obviously, somebody says, wow, in Soldier GP. Wow. Nicholas Crenson, who I don't think you have any issues with, actually says congratulations. I don't think you guys have any.
Thank
He's from Wisconsin, but as far as I know, I don't think you've really shared anything in a ring as far as I'm
not aware. In a ring. Nope, but a locker room. So
yes, that I'm aware of. Parsley on the right really let himself go. I don't think he's referring to you, Mr. Parsley. He's referring to the Seminole Warrior. All dudes in here except these fill in the blanks. Thank you, Dirty Donnie. Sean Jovi was joking. Mac 10 doesn't think so. You haven't met Mac 10 though, so you can't form an opinion on him. But he's pretty hardcore. He's really hardcore. Okay. I respect the sport, but Parsley, I seen your last comment to Dirty, and best believe you haven't had your dirtiest day yet. He's referring to, I think, what happened at Rage in the Cage. I think that some of your brethren in Iowa are obviously, they're not happy with you right now. They're definitely probably maybe even as least happy with you than your current employer who never employed you for all those years in Indiana.
How much would you charge me if I took you to Iowa? If I took you out to Iowa with me to do a dirty deed, how much would you charge me?
The car we're driving.
My car. I'm driving.
I'm not dirty deed.
I guess you guys might be blaring in the car AC/DC Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Will you be blasting in the car?
This motherfucker wants money from me and he's not getting anything. I'll give him the shirt off my back, but that's it.
I was going to say.
And it won't even fit, so I'm not going to do that. That'd be stupid.
Well, I don't know people's shirt sizes, but what I do know is that I'm sure you will be blaring that song, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. You can hear Bon Scott somewhere.
Yeah,
certainly. They are real ones in a circle jerk. And that's what he said. He said about I guess he said it about us, but what can you say? I'm done with you guys, meaning who? That's a good question. By the way, I didn't really see the Jonah Hill reference. I see the guy from Sandlot, but that's Omen Black. It is his show, by the way. Technically, I know this is a part Circle of Jerks episode, but Omen Black on Sportswire, it's his platform apparently. So, he says that you're super bad, kind of referencing Jonah Hill, and that's just what he's saying. And so at least he didn't mention Moneyball.
I don't want to be Michael Cera. I refuse to be Michael Cera.
No, you're definitely McLovin.
That's fair. I'll be McLovin.
Well, certainly I'll move on. Omen, I want to say congrats on that homemade pizza, my man. Much like these two, it was very cheesy. Now, I'm sure, Mr. Parsley, you'll be very delighted to see this individual who you did defeat in Iowa, but seems like you guys are A-OK again, and that's the champion of your home promotion from Indiana. His name is Tommy the Man Merriman, a.k.a. Thomas Merriman. He does say hello. So obviously, Mr. Merriman is certainly happy to see you, I suppose. And I would think after what I saw in Iowa a few weeks ago that you and Mr. Merriman did travel together after all. You guys traveled on the way back to Indiana, almost kind of like conquering heroes, almost kind of like Christopher Columbus discovered America. You guys discovered Iowa and came back and conquered it, kind of almost deal.
Sort of like almost brilliant. Yeah, I agree. It was. And congratulations, Tommy, on the XCW World Championship win.
Yes. We intend to have Mr. Merriman on the platform here very soon.
Riding with me again to Iowa, June 22nd.
Well, so I guess you guys can be both dual world champions. Maybe you'll be defending that championship in Iowa, Indiana TV. I'm sure that would be, something a lot of people would love to see, I suppose.
We're going to have to get a bigger car. That's too much gold. That's going to weigh us down.
Well, I guess you'll have to figure out how big a car will be to fit all that. Real something, all right. He says, real piece of crap. Justin Parsley out here smoking a cigarette like he's a talented Drake Silverwolf. Comparing you to Silver, that's some fighting words there. Compared you to Silverwolf. Is he comparing you in that because of the...
He's mad about what I did to his face at Rage in the Cage. He's still hostile about it.
So you're saying that he's got more rage for you than this guy Craven Rage, you think? I told you I could try a career in stand-up comedy because after I'm probably going to be canceled off this air, and you'll never invite me back to your podcast. So I'll have to try a career in,
that might happen
tonight. Listen, I might be going down to some, dingy New York City comedy clubs in 24 hours because at this point I'll be off the air. But Omen Black would like to say that you're a poop head. Enough said. Also, he would like to say, in his words, Parsley is built like a salamander on crack. His words, by the way, not mine.
First off, it's weed, not crack. And Craven, like Craven dick.
You got loads of comments here, and I haven't even given you your things you might want to see. Parsley, does your partner? I got like a lot of comments. I got to read them off. Parsley, does your partner still talk to Billy Bob Thornton?
I'm making him sandwiches.
What sandwich are you making him?
Pastrami on white.
Sounds very New York. Thought I turned on Sportswire, not National Geographic, because all I see is salamander and a hippo smoking cigarettes.
He's not even smoking. He doesn't smoke. He's vaccinated. He has no reason to smoke. Next.
My lungs are horrible.
What about those who are unvaccinated?
Do whatever you want. I mean, clearly that's on you. You're already...
Well, is it because he's vaccinated that he is smoking, and maybe that's why he is who he is?
He's not smoking.
I want to know how Jonah Hill got his stretch marks to read "Who the F is Justin."
It's countless times of strapping myself to a buffet until they close.
I see. Hopefully, you get in time for the buffet before it closes tonight. Hello to Trinity Parker, a.k.a. Trinity Parker. Trinity, of course, was our first woman inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we say hello to her, our only woman in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And Omen Black just wants to know that he's friends with you. He loves you so much.
That's his way of saying congratulations on the third-time Hall of Fame induction. I can read it, yeah.
I got you. We say hello to Zilla. Zilla's got a whole bunch of comments, the same. These guys look like a before and after for a product that doesn't work. He's basically saying you guys look like a paid infomercial like 3 o'clock in the morning.
At least we're still being
so Jewish compared to me.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to certainly move on and say, does Jonah Hill's shirt come with the feeling of being pathetic, or does it come with Parsley's?
Swipe.
Well, it looks like to me, everyone, welcome to the first ever Sportswire roast with your host, Omen Black.
Gosh, this is what
I told you I'm going to be out of here in 24 hours. I'm going to go the Vince McMahon route.
Having it. All right.
Let's
go,
chance.
Omen.
It's what you got.
Does Omen want to talk about it?
Well, I'm sure you're going to see some friends soon. I'm sure there's going to be friends that will certainly want to obviously have a chat with you. But in the meantime, I still have more comments to get through. This might go way left edgy, but I like edgy humor. So somebody seems to like you guys. And he is obviously somebody that does a lot of great things when it comes to logo design, all that stuff. And
Okay.
dear Justin, you just got done smoking. Now you're smoking more.
And now I'm smoking more.
Yeah. I got questions. We'll see if we have answers. I'll answer your question, Michael. The answer is yes. Justin is a loser. Are you a loser?
Camera has 10 pounds. Remember that.
The camera adds 10 pounds. Remember that.
So what would that put you pound-wise?
Kidding me? I'm a 3-time winner right now. This is evident that I'm not a loser. I don't know.
The real sussy ones here. I also want to say hello to this person here. The guy on the far right hasn't stopped eating this entire podcast. Beer and pretzels, typical Thursday night there in the state of Indiana. I see. I want to say hello to a man that probably would like to say hello, especially to you, Mr. Parsley. He actually is one of my favorites lately, a man who literally eats, drinks, sleeps, and bathes in blood. He sends all of his messages in blood, and he certainly reigns in blood. He is a hardcore legend. His name is Mr. Ox McCoy in a group that you're in called the Sinners. Allow me to counter all that negativity coming from Iowa. It's good to have the 3-time on my side. What do you want to say to Mr. McCoy?
I want to say, Ox McCoy, I freaking love you, and you know it, bro. Saints and Sinners for life.
Certainly. So that's no more 4 up, 4 down for you guys. And no 4 up, 4 down? No. This dude is DUMB, and I'm not just talking Justin for once.
DUM.
Yeah.
Like
let me come back to this. Put some respect on our state. That's basically what he's saying to you guys.
Thank you. Ox did already, so no one has to.
Interesting. Fair enough.
Iowa now. So.
He needs to put some respect on a plate. He already ate my man. Well, at least Jonah did. And somebody would like to say, dude looks like if Jonah Hill filled in the blanks, Rosie O'Donnell. You know, I didn't eat yet. Just want to let you know. The thought of that, I didn't eat yet, but certainly I hope for those that are listening and watching, you did eat, because certainly we wouldn't want to think about that experience. But then again, hey, each to its own. But thank you for the riveting comment, I suppose. Ox McCoy would like to say the foundation sucks eggs.
Oh, dirty egg sucking dogs. Absolutely.
And Omen Black would like to say, hey, Ox, you lost every match to the foundation. Oh, you did. Okay, which...
That was before I showed up. Next.
Okay. Want to say hello to Mr. James Taylor, the Nemesis James Taylor. You've been on his show. He says that's his beer. He's happy to see you. And I'm always happy to see James Taylor, and I hope that you all are also. That's the kid from Bad Santa, I swear. But I thought it was the kid from the Bad News Bears. I would say Sandlot, but hey, you never know. I don't think the ASPCA cares about bugs. Well, we'll have to find out, I suppose. That's Jonah Hill and Rosie O'Donnell's kid. I swear to God. We'll have to see. Also, good evening to everybody, and Salad Times. Thank you very much for that. That's all right, Omen. I can start my winning streak against the foundation with you. And also, your YouTube channel, I think it's actually, you can find some of the shows on Justin Parsley's channel. It's at Parsley's. If you go on Spotify and you put a search in for Circle of Jerks, just Josh and Media.
It's on.
Yeah, I think I just gave the plug. We actually do want to give the plug there. And I actually want to, before I get to some more people, plug Sportswire Radio, because if you're out here, we're on YouTube at Sportswire Radio 6579. We just hit 700 subscribers. We have an internet radio station 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, which is via the Listen Live button on sportswireradio.org. So if you have a podcast, you want to play live music, you want to hang out, have a good time, let us know, and I'll play your podcast and give you the opportunity to be heard around the World Wide Web. Let me come back here to a lot more comments because I can't find them on here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. I think I just answered that question. It looks like Jeff Dunham's puppet came to life and got diabetes. Want to know what's stronger than the foundation? That dude's chair. That's actually a pretty good one. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Also, my friend Jack Spade likes the new shirt, and Jack Spade was here last night because you're a DJ. Well, he liked all of our shirts, but the facts are is that Jack was here. We had a live DJ, which I want to give a big shout out to DJ Dirty White Boy. Andrew Loveless. You can find him on the World Wide Web, Facebook at DJ Dirty White Boy. He's also on Instagram, Andrew Loveless, Facebook, Andrew Loveless. And we were playing tunes like they used to play more often at Kendall's Tavern. So that's a different conversation. The only thing on the guy on the right is wrestling with diabetes. I wouldn't certainly say that. Maybe more wrestling with shadows, but that was a famous documentary once upon a time. But I don't know if I would be considered the saint. I don't know if I can be considered the sinner, but I might want to be considered to be the place where all wrestling matters, which is Sportswire Radio. That's what I'll go with. Cigarettes ain't the only thing he puffs on. Guy in the middle looks like he's got more grease in his hair than all of Little Italy. And I actually have seen Little Italy and passed through it many, many times. And Dirty wants to remind you. What's that?
Cannolis for days.
Cannolis for days, and that's the place to get them. And also in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, which is kind of another Little Italy, but it's really kind of like Little Italy. It's a few blocks. It used to be about a mile or two, but it's more like a few blocks, but different conversations.
Stop right there on that, Tom.
Yes.
Tom, what it is, 4 up, 4 down. That's Iowa. That's Iowa in a fucking button right there. Tom, what it is, 4 up, 4 down. What does that even mean, Dirty? Go to bed.
You would have to ask. Well, you would have to ask them that question, and I'm sure we'll get to that point.
The word no, I know what it is, and he probably wouldn't even spell it correctly. It would probably be.
I actually, you know what? Hold on. I want to get to this comment because I actually do want to say something, if you don't mind. I know it's a Circle of Jerks show, sort of as well, but I want to say that actually these guys are more entertaining than I've had pro wrestlers come on here who wrestled, and guys that are legends, guys that have been on here that are pro wrestlers. And, it's great. It's great them on here. But these guys who aren't really doing a wrestling podcast seem to be far more entertaining and have far more viewers than some of the most legendary names we've had on in the sport. So, maybe there's a point to be made with that.
Entertaining, unlike some of the guys that come on and don't get hurt over some shirts. It's funny.
It's a bunch of soft keyboard warriors.
I like Bryn. Bryn can stay.
I'm excited for these keyboard warriors out there. They can talk shit.
I used to be one. I don't work with the keyboard warriors because I used to be one.
I used to be one. No, it's funny. They can say that shit, but step into the ring with me, and we'll see if diabetes is the only thing you're feeling.
Oh, well, because you're the Seminole Warrior, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Just tell Esther good night for me.
Does he want to come on and say that to my face? Does he want to drive to Indiana and say that to my face?
Well, I'm sure we'll get to that point, but I still got to get through these comments, and I want to give you fellas something before we might be inviting people to formally say hello, but I'll get to that point soon. There's more beefing here than Interstate Arby's. We don't have Arby's in New York City, so can anyone tell me what Arby's is? As a matter of fact, what exactly is Arby's? I'd love to know. I don't know.
Thinly sliced, like roast beef on like an onion brioche bun, and they put like this Arby's sauce, or you can get it with cheddar. And
you guys have beef curtains,
curly fry. Yeah, actually, you ever spread a girl's legs and see?
Hold on, wait. Do you guys have beef?
Oh, curtains? We are a family station. But go ahead. What was your comment?
These are how babies are made. So
I'm aware.
Beef curtains in New York, is that a thing? Beef curtains.
I would certainly say if you want, you could certainly come to the state of New York and maybe do a questionnaire, man on the street. Maybe I'm sure that would be a good idea. You guys should come into maybe Midtown Manhattan, go into Brooklyn or some other places. Maybe ask some people, do a man on the street.
I feel like experience real quick. I feel like that's.
He needs to listen to the Middle podcast when I have Morgan Edwards on here.
Well, Paulie Shore obviously turned you guys down, and certainly that turned his career down.
I was going to say, look. Now he's getting rejected to play Richard Simmons in his buy-up. So, I mean,
I was going to say, you guys certainly were ahead of the game all those years earlier.
Paulie.
Tell her good night from her uncles GP and Omen. A little personal there, you think?
Jump in on it. Okay, that's cute. That's cute.
Second cousin Dirty says night-night.
Oh, and then everybody does the daughter thing because they see what it does to me.
And some random guy said it as well.
Yep.
James would like to say congratulations to you, Justin, for being a 3-time Hall of Famer. Thank you, James, for us getting to 700 plus subscribers on YouTube. I appreciate that very much. I bet the top of his belt stinks.
You don't know mine.
That's me.
I bet he scratches his crack and smells his fingers. Well, I'm sure that you can
Why?
figure out what that might mean. Now, are you looking soon? There's a lot more comments here. I'm trying to get through everybody here, gentlemen, but how soon would you like to see some individuals? Because this individual here says he needs to crash this. Do you want people to come on and not?
Shows up, he will definitely be crashing it. But if he wants to come on the air, if that's what he's trying to say, then yes, we'll invite Michael
All right,
Christian.
so you know what? Let me get through these couple of comments. Jack Spade likes to say, I see cigarettes, beer, and pretzels. Jack approves, and I'm coming with a bottle of brandy. I like him.
Oh, bring it, Jack. Bring
And Jack Spade's a good man. Jack Spade is a good man. Also, dude wakes up with Cheetos in his fold from the night before. I might tune in. I'll make my debut against Jonah O'Donnell. Easy. Only thing Arby's got is them curly fries. This dude really got excited to talk about food. Ox McCoy said, perked up right at the mention of roast beef.
It's wet. If you ain't if you ain't effing, you're eating.
He ain't been excited this whole time till food was mentioned. I just told him to do a man on the streets. Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, they should. I'm sure they'll get a good thing. Twinkle Tim needs to chill. All right, so I think I'll wait for Mr. Parsley. There are certainly people that would like to say hello to you guys after all, but I'll let Mr. Parsley come back in a second. But I think it's a good time now because obviously I'll let you guys say a few more things, but I do want to present to you guys a couple of things that can obviously maybe put an icing on the cake or a cherry on top of this certainly celebration of your 54th episode, becoming the first non-sports podcast into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. But I'll wait for Mr. Parsley when he comes back in his chair. Obviously, Mr. Wooten, and would you like to say something to the audience? Would you like to say something to your...
You haven't given us a chance to let you partake in a portion of our show.
Well, I'll wait for Mr. Parsley to come back.
Oh, we will. But I want to make sure that, we get through what you got to get to. But we also want to give you a rendition, and I understand you're a family show. I'll try to keep it nice.
I appreciate that you're trying, especially when you're... I appreciate that you're trying, especially knowing that you're in prime time on the biggest stage, the brightest lights, where people from all over the place are watching you guys for the first time and don't even know what you guys bring to the table till now.
I just feel as though, yeah. Oh,
sorry to interrupt.
Good sir.
I see. So you've got the drinks there and the beverages. It's a party. Obviously, the weekend is starting earlier for you guys, and I could certainly see why.
The weekend. No.
Oh, it's always a weekend for you guys, right?
It was funny. It was the weekend. I go, we do this daily.
Well, the audience, I'm sure they're finding that out as well.
They are. That is not even true. I think he's kayfabing.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. How kind of you.
Let's
see if we...
pretty hands-on father, so got my priorities straight. Let's get that. There we go.
Well, I guess you're about to see more because you're going to get a couple different things, gentlemen. So let me do that for the audience before you ask me a few things. Before I'm sure you're going to get greeted by some, I'm sure, supporters and friends of your guys to congratulate you guys on this momentous night for you guys. And I will invite, actually, Mr. Spade. I'm going to invite him as well. He's going to be invited shortly. But before I invite him, let me put up a couple of things, if you don't mind, to recognize you on this momentous night.
Well, before we do that, I'm going to go in. They make comments about how I haven't been excited at all for this whole time until they started mentioning. And someone
you can't hide the truth, though.
I can't.
I mean,
no,
you can't hide truth. Yeah.
Diabetes is a real disease, folks.
Has it affected your family?
No, okay.
No, he's not even. He doesn't even have it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I had to ask. The audience doesn't know that. They don't know.
No,
they don't know.
3-time inductions.
Cheers.
Well, congratulations. But would it now be a good time to
translate? Right. I mean, yeah. Let's go ahead. Who's coming on? Michael.
Well, I want to give you the certificates first.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought we were. Okay.
I thought that would be generous enough to give you these things. But first of all, here you go. Congratulations on that. That's number one. You're in the Hall of Fame officially, so you have that. There's a certificate. Certificate number 1.
For our podcast.
And then let's go with certificate number 2. Only if you guys insist, though. It's your show after all. What do I know? I'm just a little. I'm a nobody, right? What's that?
Yeah. Please.
Well, there's Mr. Wooten, formerly being as the 77th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. So you have that there. Congratulations. And then for you, Justin, I'm sure the one that a lot of people are going to certainly want to see you accept first. And I'm sure some of your friends in Iowa and Wisconsin and elsewhere are going to certainly be very envious of, is that you got these for being the first 3-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without Omen, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Big victory.
And God,
I appreciate that. And that big victory over Omen certainly makes you feel pretty good having that, right?
I got a few of them now.
A couple of big wins and more big wins coming over the foundation from your vantage point, correct?
I told you it would crumble. Foundation, it lasts forever.
Now, before I bring on some individuals that would like to, I'm sure congratulate you, you had something for me that you wanted me to partake into. And after all, we're live and, I'm not like anybody else who gets intimidated easily or, certainly stands down in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. I'm going to let you gentlemen give you a few minutes for what you'd like to have in your rendition for your show.
Okay, sir.
What's your favorite segment that we've done? Do you recall any segment that you heard that really stuck out?
I would say my favorite segment was for you guys when you guys were talking about your days growing up in high school. You were talking about high school compared to high school now, and you talked about COVID mandates. You talked about how you couldn't imagine going to school now, and you attended all these different protests back then. I also thought it was hysterical where it was 5 of you guys and you guys were all talking about, I think it was like Milo, and you were going and asking him about like orientations and things like that. And I've listened to a number of your episodes. I also enjoyed some of the ones where you guys talked about certainly Josh's Google searches. I thought that was funny. And how about the episode about Bob Ross? I mean, shouldn't be asking about who in the F is Justin Parsley, but who is Bob Ross? And not the guy I used to see as a kid growing up on Channel 13. So I think that'll answer your questions.
That's one of my favorite episodes is who is Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Well, you have 53. So many of them to pick is which one was a favorite, right? Now 54.
I guess for me,
start
with
him. Ask him.
I guess my favorite segment.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like when we talk about high school or when we talk about our opinions and stuff, I wouldn't really count that as segments. I count that as just like us just shooting shit.
Sure. Yeah, that was not part of it. Okay. So
segments for us are like little games or something we do to kind of relieve the stress, but also push the boundaries enough to where we can, see who we're really talking to. You can tell whether or not you're playing it safe and being conservative, or if you just don't really give a flying rat's ass.
So we were tagging in and out, and Michael was in the ring. Those were our segments. Those are some more of our segments. So, like, if you were stupid rich, if you had an infinite amount of money, no number on it, insurmountable amount of money, what would you do? What would you do with the stupid amount of money?
Other than buying AEW, obviously, right? Because AEW is basically crippling, right? I mean, I would be the obvious cop-out answer. I would probably say if I would have an infinite amount of money, the first thing I would do is try to cure cancer.
Okay, well,
very good.
All right, well, this podcast is over. Okay, awesome.
Well, it's not live, actually. It doesn't. It actually doesn't end until I hit the end stream button, but I appreciate that.
Okay. Fuck it, we'll go with my favorite one. Awkward questions with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get 3 awkward questions with Josh now. That's what you just signed up for. So
I worked in the world of politics since basically out of high school. So awkward to me is my middle name. I look awkward, so go for it.
Are you the catcher or the pitcher?
We'll say I'll pinch hit.
He didn't get it. Okay. He's from
I got it. I got the reference. I got the reference.
Boston Red Sox fan.
What's that?
He doesn't get it.
Who's your favorite Boston Red Sox player?
Who's my favorite Boston Red Sox player? Well, I'd probably say Johnny Damon. Looks like me, right?
And then he ended up playing in New York.
Yeah, he ended up playing in New York. Yeah.
I'm not a Yankees fan though, but I just thought that was a fun one to throw out.
Right, reference, the New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm actually not a Yankees fan, but I'm a Mets fan. So,
how many times do you think your mom missed you with the clothes hanger?
too many times I couldn't count.
At least you're a survivor. I like that about you.
I'm live every day. I have to survive.
Yeah.
Fair
Here
enough.
it is. We're live.
I survived. Listen, I survived my own Hiroshimas, and I'm surviving Hiroshimas dropped on me every day on this platform.
Well, here's a Hiroshima for you. Nickelback or Creed. They're both shitty bands. Which one do you prefer out of the two shitty bands?
Fuck.
Nickelback.
There's not a right. There's not a wrong.
Because you know why? Because Nickelback's a foreign export.
I'll say this though.
Okay.
Creed's only domestic.
Okay.
I attended the Brantley
I like your
Gilbert
taste.
Nickelback last year, and they sold 38,000 tickets.
I'm not saying
And I'll say this: two things.
market.
Two things real quick. Nickelback, number one. Nickelback did WWE's Raw's intro for years, number one. And secondly, Nickelback actually had the former late, God rest his soul, guitarist of Pantera, Dimebag Darrell, actually play on their song Side of a Bullet. And Nickelback had Jerry Cantrell, who was obviously the man behind Alice in Chains, actually open for them on multiple occasions. So I'll give you actually a bonus on why I picked Nickelback.
That's fair. I mean, a lot of people will tell you Creed all day.
I mean, it's like 50-50. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like it really is split. I feel like we did a really good
Don't
job.
get me wrong,
picking
it
two
was
bands
still a
that were
fucking
pretty similar.
kick-ass show. Like, it was. I've seen Creed and I've seen Nickelback.
Well, Nickelback and Creed is almost like, what do you think? Vanilla or vanilla? Vanilla or vanilla? Generic or generic? It's almost like some people having the same wrestling matches over and over. It's the same thing, right? Just different ways to spin it.
Gone back to that
Vanilla,
twice.
vanilla. You got to throw one's rainbow sprinkles, one's like a chocolate sprinkle. Like, there's the same sprinkles. It's just what color you going with. So if you're gonna, you can't just put vanilla. If that's the case, then
Here we go.
we're looking at Lionel Richie saying he's not black since the Commodores.
We walked right into this.
Still Lionel Richie.
The other things were appetizers.
Well, obviously, she's a brick, huh? She's a brick, huh?
Yeah.
How?
So what else you got for me? Because I got a lot of people waiting to greet you guys. So give it to me real quick.
Porn. You watch porn? Tell me you don't.
I do not.
Okay, that's kind of gay.
Well, I certainly wouldn't. It is Pride Month for a lot of people out there, and there's certainly a lot of people out there that they have different taste, and it is Pride Month, and happy Pride Month to those out there. But if you may not, since you may not know this, obviously, Mr. Seminole Warrior, let me educate you on something. Since obviously, I know you're obviously out there. No, I got the mic. I got you. Let me educate you. Since you're here on Sportswire, I know it's Circle of Jerks, but we're on Sportswire. I'm pretty much on Sportswire figuratively and literally 24 hours a day. So the only things I'm doing at this point is pretty much doing anything to give the people what they want. Now, you obviously have many tastes and many different, because you're a Seminole Warrior. So as a Seminole Warrior, you need to be able to have the different things that you need to do. But on this platform, the way we need to run things on this platform, we don't have leisure time. Our hobbies are doing what the people want, which is all wrestling matters. So you might have all porn that matters for you. And obviously, again, I could certainly see it, from your vantage point, June, Pride Month. Maybe you take pride in some of that porn stuff. And, you certainly, I'm sure, look at it real nice, take it real shiny. And, certainly look right now when you're in prime time on the brightest lights and the biggest stage. And, it's okay. Certainly it's okay to have a problem. It's okay to, be an addict. And I appreciate you.
I wouldn't call myself an addict.
He just called you one. You don't have to.
It's okay. We're live. We're live.
Yeah, I know. It's a 12-step.
7 times a day is not
He gets
an addict.
all the time in the world to do step 1. All the time.
You went from 8 to 7.
No, I get tired after 7.
Everybody needs a rest stop, right?
Some people do.
Stop in the name of love, right? Wasn't that a song?
I remember when Omen stopped at that rest stop with the dogs. Remember that? That was intense. That was intense. Quite the rest stop.
So what else you got here, real? Because a lot of people do want to comment, and I do have to get to people.
Well, I mean, we did Waffle House, but you never had Waffle House, have you?
I've never had a Waffle House. I've never had Waffle House. We don't have it here in New York, so I can't.
We do like 5 minutes with Fett, so it would be like 5 minutes of Star Wars discussion, and that was against my will. So we're not going to do that because I would say Wars.
Talking Star Wars would be like talking Star Wars would be like talking a C2K match. I mean, most people here on this audience would know who that is, but it's the same thing. You probably won't meet him, but maybe you will want to meet him. Who knows? He would be a great guest for you guys. Circle of Jerks. I mean, he'd be great.
I think you're actually right about that. That would be
He would be a great guest. He would say, I just want to thank you guys. My brothers, the Circle of Jerks. A C2K, Courage to Kill. I'm going to take my nursery rhymes and I'm going to bring them to the Circle of Jerks because I'm the jerks of the circle. And yeah, you know me, it's C2K. I just had on this guy, his father, Mr. Judgment. They didn't do the background check on me because it's C2K and I'm 33-year veteran. I was wrestling the same time as The Undertaker. And even though I know you guys are from the state of Indiana, where Joshua Fletcher has been saying that he's the be-all, end-all, he's the gold standard of wrestling because he was in the Indies. He couldn't make it in the Indies, my brother, and he's in the backyard now. But, I've been wrestling since Undertaker. I was the guy when The Undertaker had pus. I had to tell him how to help him fix that injury. My brothers, it's C2K, Courage to Kill. Join me and some raps. And I'm going to tell you about my brother Loose Cannon, and then my brother Silver Wolf. And we're going to wrestle for Racine County Entertainment Wrestling. But my brother, I don't think in Indiana they would let me in the state. Because my brother, they would probably shoot me on spot because my brother, I am C2K, 33-year veteran, even though I'm like 38. That means I was wrestling when I was 5 because I'm an 8-time Hall of Famer. And even me, C2K, Courage to Kill, has been in Hall of Fame more times than you, Justin Parsley, my brother. So you've got a lot of work ahead of you to get into the Hall of Fame as many times as me because it's C2K, my brother. And maybe if I'm lucky next, I'll have Jackson Law or Captain Law, whatever name of the law he calls himself, to come on my podcast. My brother. And, maybe I'll come on the Circle of Jerks podcast and the Jerks in a Circle. And what is that, my brother? Is that like pigs in a blanket? This is Courage to Kill. And, Seminole Warrior, you're going to be facing some, I'm sure, firing shots. You call yourself a Seminole Warrior, my brother. And you're going to be seeing some people on the screen here that wants to join you, my brother, because, on your last show, you had some guy, Michael Blackheart, and he seemed to be intimidated of you, my brother. And I know you're getting tired, but I'm going to let the people now maybe give you a few comments. And I'm going to do that. But you know what? I think the people have heard enough. I appreciate some of the things, but let me say hello to some people. It's time to bring people on. It's time to bring some people on the stage. First of all, let me bring on here my buddy, your buddy, who actually wanted to be a part of the party, Mr. Jack Spade, the icon. And how you doing, Jack? Wanted you to come on down, say hello. And
hello. How you guys doing? I must say this is one of the most entertaining sports wires I've had the pleasure of seeing, and not only seeing but being a part of. That's
I
think amazing.
It's a lot more. Listen, I think it's a lot more. I have all these real quick. I have all these British pro wrestlers come on and go, yeah, come on the show, yeah. And then when you talk to them, how Seminole Warrior was like this. That's how I felt when I've interviewed about 250 British wrestlers that came on and go, yeah, I'm a 13-time world champion.
Is that Newport, my brother?
I can feel you. I can feel you on that. In fact, I ain't gonna do this often. But since y'all guys passed the vibe check, what Jack Spade gonna do is he gonna take a drink with you. Jack Spade gonna take a drink with you.
Are you sure you're not the drink shot show rather than the Circle of Jerks, gentlemen?
I gotta say this is amazing. I never thought I'd see a notification from YouTube that says Sportswire Circle of Jerks. But this is well worth it.
Well, you get everything on Sportswire. Last night we had a live DJ because these guys were busy because they were probably mourning that Kendall's Tavern's having less DJ shows live. We had a live DJ yesterday. Tomorrow we have a guy, Austin G, who's considered to be the mother lode right now of backyard wrestling champions. He's the ESW Shockwave champion of the world. He's here at 10 o'clock. time. So we have that. And
offered another job, Tom. I want you to know that. I've already been offered another DJ gig on Mondays. So
good.
Hey,
Certainly.
Okay, good.
Well, if you come the way of Tennessee and Mississippi, I'm sure Jack can hook you up. Let me get to a few more comments before I bring on some more people.
I can get you.
He was definitely the kid who thought he was a dragon in high school. Let me see that. Not a run, bro. Hello, Remy Ravage. Want to say hello to Remy? How you doing, Remy? Good to see you, Remy. Remy's one of our favorites. I'm watching the downfall of J&J. I'm not sure I agree with that. The guy in the middle looks like he only survived getting touched by his uncle. The people want you to read these comments. I'm reading them, Luke. I'm reading them.
That's a
Many
sensitive
tastes, he meant you never stopped eating my man, whether it's food or your words. Rest stop equals 18-wheeler. He looks like he was conceived and raised in a Waffle House. Don't worry, Tom. Perfect impression on my brother, C2K. I'm going to get to him. I have something about him, but I have to wait. I got to cut you off. I have something about him, but I have to do that soon. Not yet, but I will. Very soon. I'm going to get to him. Maybe we can do a 2-week excursion vlog. Tom comes to Indiana for a week. We get him to a trip to Arby's, Waffle House, and Pizza King. Then we go to New York for some of their eats. Well, at this point, if you're going to trade me like exports, I might be willing to do some import and exports. Did Jonah just ask a Newport from the Icon? Well, I don't know if Jack's going to give out his pack of cigarettes to anybody, extra cigarettes, but dude was so
They L&M's. They L&M's. Newport's too expensive. They $12.
Well, I'm in New York. Like a pack of cigarettes is like $20 here. No joke. It's like you couldn't even literally. Actually, it's almost like if you were to buy Marlboro here, it's almost $20.
That's insane.
Because they raised the state. Actually, for a second, they raised the taxes here in New York to try to quote unquote deter people from cigarettes, but really they use the money to kind of fill the budget gap deficits that they have every year. Scam because even e-cigarettes here and all that stuff like Skoal and all that stuff is like $10-$12 a pack. It's ridiculous. It's just I mean it only hurt. What's that?
You're corrupt.
Oh, New York is more corrupt than, if we're being real, New York is more corrupt than countries' governments. There's no question about that. But I can tell you that firsthand. I can tell you that firsthand. I actually, for about 15 minutes, worked in the government. For 15 minutes. I was in it for 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, I had enough. So I can tell you firsthand that I have seen the corruption in the government.
Yeah, I work for the government too. It ain't the funnest thing in the world.
No, it's not. And I'm glad I gave that up. But let me get to a few other people here. First of all, I'm gonna bring on this individual who said he wanted to be here. His name is Michael Christian. I'm gonna do it simultaneously in the interest of time. I have somebody else here that wants to say hello. And Justin, his face ring a bell to you? His face, remember his face? Remember him?
Hey, bro, you just come from church or something?
You remember him?
Michael Christian, we're live.
Mike, you just come from church.
My kid. Hey, Justin, let's let bygones be bygones for 2 minutes. You got another shot ready?
Another shot ready?
For Tom?
Alcohol. Are you kidding me? You want me to take a shot with you? All right, I can keep up with that. Let's do it.
Hey, first off,
my bartender will pour. Hold on.
How's my wife and kids doing?
Do what?
How's my wife and kids doing?
One moment. Let me join y'all.
Oh, I got the marriage certificate to prove I'm still married. I wanted to join this black tie event.
Is he dressed for it? He is. Fucking bow tie. Like, real nice guy. I fucking love
He was a Chris Farley Chippendales.
Why are you so grumpy, Justin? I didn't just... Okay, I did lose to you, but you lost to, what was his name?
I
feel like you can't remember, it must not be that important.
Don't worry, nobody watched it. Listen, don't worry, nobody watched the match. I can assure you that nobody live watched the match.
Falcon versus
Listen, nobody watched it live. I can assure you, this isn't
I forgot
tennis.
to give it back to you, Justin. I hope you aren't upset that I kept it.
You kept my belt? You son of a bitch!
Hey, at Extreme King, you want to sign it for me?
Wait a minute. Wait. Did I just hear? Wait, time out. Did I just hear something about an event called Extreme King? What did you say about that? Can you repeat that for the audience?
Oh, Extreme King. It's pretty much a rumble. Every man for themselves. I'm going to be in attendance as a fan.
You're attending
But-
as a fan. Now, are you attending as a fan to congratulate Justin Parsley on his victory over you, or why would
I
you
mean, if he wants it to be a victory, he can. Why am I even wearing a tie? What is this, a wedding?
This isn't the
Yeah,
WWE.
I
Hall.
swore you looked like you just came from church, man.
I was going to say,
Hey,
this is
at church,
different.
you wear your finest.
Hey, Michael Christian, I'm really surprised you wasted a make a wish to be on this podcast. Just saying.
I mean,
Are you telling me dreams come true after all?
I did get to marry the woman of my dreams.
Naked right now.
I'm
I think I
telling
have to
you
cut him off.
that you did not dream big enough. Okay? Like you're Mount
What is he
Rushmore.
doing right now?
I don't know.
Put my belt on underneath that too.
Hey, homie, why are you stripping right now, bro?
Oh, I see what he's doing. No. He's got merchandise on. He's actually.
Oh.
Hey, Justin, you may be a 3-time Hall of Famer, but
I am.
are you a Sportswire certified fan?
That's
He's a 3-time Hall of Famer, though, some would say.
What are you doing right now? What do you want, Michael?
Oh, I don't want to match. I mean, if you want to match, that's fine with me. But
A ring together. Did you not learn your lesson?
the last time we got in a ring together, you were scared for your life that I stood up from your best shots. Oh, I still have the scar too. You want to sign that for me?
Hey, bro, don't take off no more clothes. Hey, put it back on. Put it back on. Put it back on.
This man knows.
Put it
You're
back on.
welcome for the rating spike.
I
What,
did
a
it
No, they
pasty
just dropped
Hispanic?
material. I did it already.
Okay, you know what? I think I've seen enough on the shirt. Thank you. So, Michael, before I do something else, I have one more thing to do, and I have an announcement, which I really haven't got a chance to do all night because we're in the second half of the show. Is there anything else, Michael, that you want to say? Because you mentioned this Extreme King event coming up here, and anything else you want to say?
I'll be there in attendance. But Justin, if you ever want to have another match, you have my number. I have yours. Heck, bring a tag team partner. I'll find one if you want me to. Or just invite me on the Circle of Jerks. I like your podcast. We can make fun of Jackson Wall together.
Everybody does it here every night on sports, but everybody does it every night on. Everybody does it every night on Sportswire Radio. Come on, that's easy. Everybody does that.
You want to join the Circle of Jerks podcast? You think you're deserving of being on the Circle of Jerks after what you did to Josh? Are you kidding me?
I mean, isn't that what a jerk would do?
No.
No, here's what a jerk does, Michael. If you want to be on the podcast, then the next time you and I step in the ring, if you can pin me, then you can be on the Circle of Jerks. Until then, get the hell off my screen. This is my night. Our night. What are you doing trying to ruin it?
I wanted to say hi.
Yeah, okay. Hi.
Hey,
Hi, bye.
Hey, give me that
See ya.
laugh. I'm gonna light him the fuck up.
So we want to say goodbye to Michael. We'll see you, Michael, I suppose. Goodbye.
Love you, Justin.
Extreme King. See you, Extreme King. Yeah.
But you know, Justin, there's somebody else that apparently has something to say to you. And I don't have a feeling, Justin, that they're going to say goodbye so easily. Justin, you might want to pay attention right now because a man you've said a few things a little bit about throughout the evening is live. And he's the man you're squaring off with in 16 days from now. That's the IMF champion of the world, Soldier GP.
Parsley. Hey, hold on. Because, you're not alone. I didn't come alone either.
Of course.
Did
I
make
know
those
you.
kids asleep?
How nice.
I made
I know
sure
this guy.
Esther was good.
Hey, Steel.
Right.
Oh,
Steel.
But the
Isn't that the dude from Duck
phone to
Dynasty?
fit both men on the screen.
That's him, ain't it? That's the
No,
dude
hey,
from Duck
girl.
Dynasty.
Don't worry, Justin. I made
Big phone.
sure
Big
that
phone.
Esther was put
That
to
is the
bed
dude from Duck
on the
Dynasty.
right time. I gave her a kiss goodnight before I come on here. So she's okay. She's
Who are
okay.
you talking about?
You dog
Talking about baby Esther.
his night before he came on.
He gave the baby a kiss goodnight. I gave your wife a kiss goodnight. You're welcome, Justin.
Ooh.
What do you
See-
call that blood on your
See, look, I exposed you to
Goldie?
everybody
Goldie?
at Raising the Cage.
Goldie? Goldie, my Goldie, come back to
Oh.
Iowa, my Goldie, because that's what you're
Something, hold on. Something
23rd.
you
You'll be saying, Goldie, come back
ever
to
been
Iowa,
world champ?
please. Don't like it with Justin Parsley in Indiana, please.
Hey,
Please don't
have you ever seen one of these up close? Have you ever held one of these up close?
You know
No.
that I'm champion. You know I've
and
been
it's not going to
a
start
world
the
tag team
22nd.
champion. You know it.
This is great.
So you're only
This is
good
great.
because you have a partner.
This is just amazing.
So you're only good with a partner.
Or I elevate my partner. I'm good enough to carry 2 people. Have you ever thought about that? No,
So
because
what you're saying,
it's on one
is you're a
fucking
tag team
phone.
specialist.
It's all right, Justin. I'm good enough to hold Esther and your wife at the same time.
Ooh.
I was there. I saw it.
Ooh.
I saw it. I gave him a high five while he was holding him. Didn't even struggle.
If I were
Sounds like the circle of jerks are going into a circle of fire right now.
Omen knows, and everyone knows the world knows Omen is beautiful. Omen is beautiful.
You know
Marriage.
what's funny? I had two
What's happening,
ladies
Steel?
call me
This is
daddy
great, ain't it?
the same night.
This is great.
Ooh.
I mean,
I'm
I
happy to be
I
here.
was there, brother. Your wife told
I'm
him
happy to be
he's
here.
never been held like this by a man before. So,
Wait, hold on. Where'd Jonah Hill go? It's his show too. You guys are all on my show. Where's
Look
Jonah
what he-
Hill? Where'd he go?
Hey, this is our
He's off screen like
this is our
Omen
one of
after
our
his fucking
segments.
remarks.
Yeah, this is how
Off
we
screen.
talk now. My name's
Omen's
Omen.
beatable. We've proven
He
that.
ran.
22nd, I
You ran
proved
off the
that Soldier.
screen. We got been roasting you all night in the comments.
Justin, listen. You call yourself a tag
This
team
is
specialist.
great.
That's great and all. But
No,
on
you
June
call me-
22nd,
Call
on
me that.
June
The fans call me a
22nd,
tag team specialist. not
June
me.
22nd,
Yeah.
there's not a tag team match, brother. See, I exposed you. I showed the world the real Justin Parsons that I was telling everybody existed. That you're only in it for yourself. And on June 22nd, I'm going to show you who the real monster really is. And I'm going to crush you. And I'm going to hurt you. And I'm going to destroy you. And then that next day, when you can't make it home to baby Esther, I'll be there to hug her. I'll be there to give her kisses. I'll be there to take care of her. I'll be her new daddy when it's all said and done.
You know,
Yeah.
you could be Esther's daddy, or I could be his wife's new daddy.
Okay, Omen. Talk for me, Soldier.
I'm telling Sam.
Omen. Right? Fucking now.
You know what I think?
Just like
You know what I think?
father, Soldier, you're going to cut out. This is my night. Get Soldier off my face.
I have one more thing
This
to
is
do
my
before
fucking
that.
night. One
This
more
is
You know
my
what,
show. We
before I
ain't
do
going
that,
nowhere.
Yeah, son, this is our
I have
show.
something else though. I have a bombshell. There's something else. Soldier, you need to stay here very quickly because
Okay.
there's a major announcement that we're going to put live on the screen here for the world to see. And this is a reason why you need to be here. So, Mr. Parsley, hold that phone because I'm the one that gets to tell people when they get to stay and leave. And I have something for you, Soldier. As a matter of fact, I have something for the wrestling world that's going to be maybe the biggest Hiroshima of them all ever in Sportzwire radio history. So for those that are listening and watching live on Sportzwire radio, wherever you might be on any platform, I have to give you a major announcement involving you, Soldier GP, for those
You?
that are listening and watching on
What'd you do?
Sportswire radio.
It's Joey. You know what it is.
Hey, Soldier. Hey, Parsley. Shit, I almost forgot your name. I don't even know who the fuck you are, apparently.
Yeah.
All that matters. I'm here with a major announcement. And no, it's not a Tony Khan style announcement. No, because we are announcing the first 2 competitors for the All Wrestling Matters World's Underground Championship Qualifier Series at Summer Bash. So without further ado, let's draw the first 2 names out of this here hat.
You know what it is, Joey.
All right, our first competitor is, and fidgeting happens, D'Angelo LaFlame.
D'Angelo LaFlame.
Congratulations, you are the
D'Angelo
first
LaFlame.
member into this extravagant event. So congratulations, you're in.
Okay.
Who will you be facing, D'Angelo?
That's what I'm
We'll
talking
find
about.
out. Let's see who is number 2 and our final participant for this here title. That's right there.
Looks like it's spinning.
So here we go.
Who could it be? Who?
I hate when I do this. Goodness. Soldier GP.
Wait, Soldier GP.
Hey,
Soldier
that's you,
GP. Wait,
buddy. Congratulations.
Wow.
That's me.
My
You're
fellow
still
Foundation
DP.
member. You know what it is, my man. I wish you luck against D'Angelo.
I'm facing D'Angelo.
You guys.
Facing D'Angelo.
First round. All right. Well, that means I'm
This
on that.
All
Going.
Wrestling Matters Championship Series. Thank you and good night. Thank you for having me on this Showtime. I'm kind of budging in, but you know, all wrestling matters, so this is worth it.
Bye,
I'll see
Joey.
you guys soon. Bye.
Wow. You know what? Don't go anywhere, Soldier GP, because Sean Jovi just had maybe the biggest Hiroshima I've seen to date.
Biggest match.
Soldier
match.
GP and D'Angelo LaFlame. You're the IMF World Champion. You're the man right now in the Midwest. You're right up there as one of the top dogs in the underground, the backyard, the indies. And you're going to be wrestling for that All Wrestling Matters Championship in that first round against the man that is the darling of the yard and the underground. The man that everybody says has replaced Jack Delta. The man that was just on Tennessee Backyard Wrestling Anniversary 7, the greatest backyard and underground wrestling show in history. Nearly 3,000 views already. Opened the show, successfully retained his Resurrection Wrestling Internet Championship. Was announced 2 nights ago to be partaking in the Alliance Wrestling League's Endgame show. Now you're going to be wrestling it. I mean, this is a dream match. Is this reality? I mean, Soldier, you have to say something right now because this is nobody expected this right now.
I'll speak on that next week. Next week when I come on your show.
10 o'clock
Tonight-
Eastern time.
Tonight, I'm more worried about the match that's going to happen before Summer Bash.
Hey, Parsley, pay attention.
You're on mute, dumbass.
Let me try to unmute him. I'll unmute him. Well, he's still
Again,
actually. I
this
just
is just amazing.
Retard. On mute.
Oh man, what do you want?
Oh my God.
Do you not know how wrestling works? Pay
So
attention,
slow.
idiot. You can't talking.
I mean, I guess I can go have the conversation with your daughter.
Hey,
I'd more enjoy having the conversation with your daughter and your wife. So go ahead. Get on mad. Get on. Now you can cut me out. If you want to do
We'll
that.
see you next Thursday. And by the way, before I cut you off, I have one more thing I want to say because you're going to be here live 10 o'clock next Thursday on all Sportzwire radio platforms. Since we're seeing basically maybe the self-destruction right now of Justin Parsley, it seems like what I'm seeing right now. And so many people want to see this match.
I've been telling everybody that this was going to happen.
And you know what? Since everybody wants to see the battle of Iowa and Indiana to see who will finally reign supreme, I'm going to buy one ticket so somebody can go watch not only the rest of the show, but this match, which will have bragging rights of who really is the best in Iowa and Indiana. So there you had it. Before Summer Heat, I will buy a ticket to allow somebody to go watch this match. Foundation versus Saints and Sinners, IMF World Title, Parsley versus Soldier GP, and next Thursday, I have no doubt that Soldier's going to say a lot more, which is why you're going to want to tune in, and yours truly has announced it here. Somebody out there wants to go to the show, go on me and have a good time and watch the show and let us know what you think.
I bought a ticket too.
You bought a ticket?
Yeah, I bought a ticket for someone too.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
I bought a ticket for Esther.
I bought a ticket for Mrs. Parsley.
Oh, dude, we bought tickets for your family so they can watch the destruction of Justin Parsley. Now I gotta go. I hear her crying.
Hey, by
I
the
hear her
way,
crying, buddy. I gotta go put your daughter to bed.
before we go, Jack Spade, I hope to see you at Summer Bash, buddy.
Real one.
I gotta go take care of your baby, man.
You know what's
That-
funny?
What's that? Go ahead, Mr. Spade. The floor is yours.
You know what's really funny? When you reach a certain stage in this wacky world of wrestling, when people are no longer able to comment about your career, they comment about your family because they know your career is untouchable. They know once you've reached a certain level, they can't say, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Because when you've done it all, like Jack Spade has, they have no choice but to go after your personal life because that's the only thing you can touch. So whenever they talk about your wife and daughter, take that as a compliment because that means they can't touch you. So they touch somebody they can.
Pause. Fuck out of you, buddy. Oh, pause.
Well, the man who's been here the last 15 minutes and hasn't got a chance to speak.
That's fair. That's fair, Anthony. Pause. The floor is yours, buddy. If that's okay with Tom and the foundation.
Fuck the foundation. The fuck? Fuck I look like bowing down to the foundation. Omen Black and Soldier GP are a bunch of actual circle jerks.
You wrestled them. You wrestled them, Anthony.
They sit there in their warehouse. They sit there in their trucks and they beat each other off to the point where they actually believe themselves.
What's that?
Oh, you heard me, Omen. You heard me.
Last time I checked, Anthony, last time you were in an actual ring before you went to the Indies, who's your last loss to? Oh, that's right. It was right here. So, Anthony Steele, you want to run that trap so much.
Hey.
I'll see you at Summer Bash.
Hold on. Before you leave, because we know that you have a tendency of talking and then leaving like a little bitch.
You have a tendency of talking and never showing up.
So you're gonna be at Summer Bash, right?
You damn well know.
So Soldier's gonna be at Summer Bash, right?
Goddamn right, I'm gonna be at Summer Bash. Obviously, just
Hey, Parsley.
Parsley.
Listen,
Parsley, I got a question.
Really slow at this point. I
got a question, Parsley.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at Summer Bash?
I'm gonna be at Summer Bash.
You're a real one, right?
Steele, are you really gonna be at Summer Bash?
You're a
real one, right? Parsley, you're a real one, right?
I'm a real one, bro.
I'm the real deal.
You got the real
deal. And it seems to me that me and you got a common enemy at this point.
Seems to me like we got a common enemy.
That Steele always wants to co-ride the foundation.
The only enemy you got, Steele.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Soldier GP's been ducking me.
Yeah.
Omen Black.
Oh, hold on. You want to break
You
that character? I was supposed to fight you at Rage in the Cage, but you wanted to wait until almost 2 weeks before the show to say, hey, I can finally make it. So who's ducking who?
Hey, look. I told you I was coming, right?
Again,
I told you I was coming. I told you I was coming, and you booked someone else because you're afraid to face Anthony Steele.
Ain't nobody afraid of you.
You're afraid to face Anthony Steele.
20 seconds into it.
Soldier GP is now Anthony Steele's personal bitch.
Fucking match. Go to that match.
The Hiroshima have been dropped left and right on Sportswire Radio. You are seeing chaos descend here on this platform.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Tom. You know I love you, bro.
Hold on.
Are you challenging us?
No, fuck all that. We accept the challenge. The foundation will definitely destroy fucking Justin Parsley and the real deal, not anymore, Anthony Steele.
All right, my name is
I've always been the real deal, and I always fucking will be.
Really
I promise you, bro.
Hey,
what's gonna feel so much better? Hey, what's gonna feel so much better is when Parsley takes a world title off your shoulder, and then we walk in. We walk into Summer Bash. Well, you are championshipless, and Omen Black. I hope you lose the hardcore championship.
To who?
Mac 10. Hey, for once, I gotta agree with something. Mac 10, a real hardcore wrestler.
Chill out.
My name's Oman. Is that an impression of me?
Just like him. I gotta wipe his mouth every 2 minutes.
My name's Oman.
Steele, are you talking about Are you talking about real deals versus the foundation at Summer Bash?
Real deals versus the foundation.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
The foundation?
The real deals versus the foundation.
You replaced dumbass Rob Slater with
Rob.
an even more stupid, retarded dude, Anthony Steele.
Hey,
so you replaced Rob Slater with another basket case.
Basket case. I've achieved more in my career. I've achieved more in my career than you've achieved in your whole life. So calm it down.
Anthony doesn't have to be. It doesn't
My
have to be.
last time
I promise
checked,
that. I promise
Where's
that.
James Taylor when you need him?
Last time
Where's James Taylor at home not doing a damn fucking thing because he's going to sit in the same fucking place he does every time?
He owns OWW though.
What?
Hey.
Call that.
Omen. We all know you want to be like me, but you can never achieve anything like me. It's all right, Omen. Same with Soldier GP.
You know what?
Hold the world title of your company. Hey. Hold the world title of your company and let me do the fucking rest. That's what I got to say.
Hey, Steel.
You know what, Steel? I think what I'm hearing is from you basically is you want a one-on-one shot with me because, you know, you just can't live with the fact that I've beaten you. You lost to true competition. A guy who called you out.
I've been telling you to run it back. I've been telling you to run it back. But you're the one that keeps saying, oh, I got – you want to run it back?
Hold on. Okay, you guys run it back. Listen, run it back. I know Jovi makes these whole, first round goes to, the winners go to the ladder match, right?
Yeah.
So how about Steel versus Omen?
Omen takes
that ladder match, spot.
I'm okay with that.
Shut up and shut up and step up. That's what it is, right?
But
Now
the thing is, Omen, you're biting off too much you can chew, buddy, because you still got that death match with me.
Mac, I got you in the Battle Royal, and that's fine. I'll be walking out PWF World Champion.
And what makes you so confident of this? Because everyone I've seen Mac Team go
I'm
against
always
gets destroyed.
confident. Jack said you're new to the show. This is my show. I'm confident wherever I go.
This is my show.
It's your show.
This may be your show, but this is Jack Faye's work.
You want to bite on
Hey, James Taylor, I promise you that. I show the fuck up and I show the fuck out. And on Summer Bash, me and you can run in a qualifying match, and I'm going to beat your fucking brains in. Listen to me when I fucking talk to you. I'm going to beat your brains in harder than Mac 10 could ever fucking think he could.
Oh, I'm glad I got your feelings.
Promise you that. And then when I beat you in the qualifying match, the real ones, the real fucking deals of the backyard fucking wrestling scene, of the underground wrestling scene, is going to beat the dog shit out of the foundation. How about that? You know what it is, man.
That's my boy. I'm glad the real Anthony Steele finally showed his coward ass back on Sportzwire.
You think it's gone? You think it's gone? Omen, the only thing that's going to be gone is your hopes and dreams of Summer Bash. And I promise you, I'm going to ruin and take everything away from you. So, hey, hold on. Hey, Justin, he wants to talk about your old lady. Hey, Omen, tell Sam I said, hey, what's up? I'll see her at Summer Bash.
Hey, your guy said, hey.
This is, ladies and gentlemen, Summer Bash is going to be the party of the summer. It's going to be the greatest underground wrestling event in history, not even the summer. You can find out more information. It just seems like chaos has descended on Sportzwire Radio.
Hey,
what
Tom,
was supposed to be a celebration has just turned into fireworks like a month early.
Hey, Justin, Tom, the one thing that I can say about Omen, whether he wants to admit it or not, Omen couldn't beat me without Soldier GP. So what is going to happen when Soldier GP ain't allowed at ringside?
The one thing I say about Anthony Steele is he's too afraid to admit that he got beaten by a guy who has done this way less than him.
You got beat by me until Soldier GP.
I got beat.
Until Soldier GP hit me. Until Soldier GP hit me with that chair, bro. I put you down way more than once. Way more than once. Go back and watch the video. I must have kicked your head so fucking hard you forgot. Or was it me putting you through that fucking door? The same door I'm going to kick your ass out of at Summer
the door
Bash.
that never broke because you couldn't do shit with it? Yeah.
I picked your big body ass up, homie. Put your big body ass up. Soldier GP couldn't do that. Soldier GP couldn't do that, homie. I promise
you have no room.
Radio check. Radio check. Check one. Check one. Radio check. Radio check. Check one.
You're good.
I'm in here to break things up because these guys are ready to go out. They're not even They're not even waiting. They're not even waiting. They want to fight right now. If they could right now, these guys would go out there, and I think the people want to see it. The people want to see. The talking is over. Just wait. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another month But these guys are ready to fight now. I mean, listen, who knows what could happen? We've got 30.
I want to shave that dumbass beard.
Hey, by the way, when you wrestle me, from rumors I've heard, wear deodorant when I wrestle.
Wear deodorant.
That's Zack Attack. Come on, that's Zack
Homie,
Attack.
I smell
This is
fucking
Anthony
great,
Steele.
homie.
This
Hey,
is
look.
that's Zack
Hey, look.
Attack.
That's not what I heard from a company in Tennessee. Woo!
You go to wrestling rules to have to wear deodorant. You
Hey, hold on.
like
Are you,
that,
hold on.
man.
Are you talking
Hey,
about the
by
same
the way,
company that said they're coming to Summer Bash but backed out?
there, buddy.
Hey, Omen, all I'm gonna say is this: when I beat your ass at Summer Bash, then come talk to me. Then come talk about who the greatest fucking wrestler of backyard wrestling is. Because when I beat
You're
Chris
looking
Craven,
at him.
when I beat Chris Craven night one, I'm
dropped
gonna
your
take your ass
ball,
out night
went
two,
home.
and then the
Now
fucking
you're riding the
real deal is gonna take your
coattails
ass out
of
night
Mac
three.
10.
Hey, three-night
Without
event.
Mac 10,
Three-night event,
he's
3
nothing
wins for
still.
Anthony fucking Steele. I promise you that.
Without Mac 10, you'd be nothing still.
What do you mean without Mac 10? Mac 10 ain't done shit for me.
Mac 10 has revived you.
He ain't fucking done shit for me. You know what that motherfucker's done?
I
Hey,
think
you know what that
Mac
motherfucker's
10
done?
has revived Anthony Steele in the backyard.
Look, I left. Hey, look, I
Tell
left the
me I'm
yard.
not. Tell me I'm not lying.
I left the yard. Hey, look, I left the yard and came back and still more relevant than you. How do you feel?
And that's the guy who said I'll never be back in the yard.
I left the yard and came back and still more relevant than you. How do you feel?
Jack Spade is looking for more drinks, and you might get your popcorn ready. You know, you just might have saw Bad
I'll
Boy
never be back in the yard. I'm going to WWE for tryouts.
I'm
I'm
going
ready,
to.
guys.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We all know that once Anthony Steele hits WWE, Omen Black's going to sit front row. Because, I mean, didn't I get the call from
Are
you?
you going to be like the janitor or?
Didn't I say, hey, because y'all say the same fucking thing. Hey, give me front row seats when you come to Iowa. Give me front row seats when you come to Tennessee. Give me front row seats when you come to Mississippi. I promise.
Are you
Hey,
going to
look,
be the janitor?
I promise. Hey,
I
I promise to get you front row seats. And I promise when I get you those front row seats, you'll see what I've been able to do that you only dreamt of.
Another thing that Anthony Steele wants to make promises about.
You're out of your prime, homie. You ain't DDP. I promise you that. I'm young and energetic.
It sounds like
That
somebody
last match
might
at Resurrection
need
didn't
DDP
look like
and it ain't
that.
Omen Black and Anthony
What
Steele.
match?
If
What
you are
match?
not
The
gonna
match that I
watch
was about to
some of
win?
that-
The match that I was about to win.
Is that what you want to call it? About to
This is
win?
the ages.
Hey,
So, ladies and gentlemen,
look.
it seems like Justin
I was
Parsons
about
has
to
left
kick
the
his
show.
head off.
Like the match you're
It's
about to
our
win.
fucking night.
I'm going to
Omen
win.
Remember,
and,
Warrior, you ain't
going
getting a
for it.
word in. These
Hey,
guys
hey,
are gonna kill you.
You guys can take a hike. This is our night.
Hey,
Whoever
Johnny, shut the
else
fuck
don't
up.
beef
I'm
around,
talking.
take a hike. Have a good night. This is our
And by
fucking
the
night.
way, look who's here.
Next time you
Cameron
get inducted
Bailey.
into the Hall of Fame.
You're
You get
looking
your
at
night.
number 7, jackass. I can say whatever the fuck.
And
You
Jack
might
Spade
want to
has left
upgrade
the
your
show and
internet
coming
service
back
because
on.
you cut in and out on that one. I'm just saying. You said like, I missed.
No, sorry. Someone called me. Someone called me.
Oh,
What I was saying was, I'm number 7, jackass. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, you said the same thing I did. I beat diabetes. That's what you can
You
say.
said
I
you
beat
didn't have diabetes about an hour ago.
Appreciate it. All right, well, I guess I'm going to start just roasting everybody on this show. This gentleman with the
Yes, go ahead.
cool raven hairstyle and the mic in front of him. Awesome. Way to go. You're making it.
Hey, listen. The Three Stooges
Mom's
called. You
basement.
need to go back there and fucking up
That's
again.
what I
Bitch, shut
said
the
now.
fuck up. Because I promise you I can replace you
You
better
know what?
than
I got
anyone
this. Hey,
fucking
Josh, when Jack Spade came on the show, the first thing that came in your mind is ask him if he had a Newport. Shut the fuck up.
The chaos. Listen, this is one like you've never seen before. We
Your
made
beard makes me
literally
really awkward. I don't know.
Bonnie
Hey,
is
all
okay.
I'm gonna say is this, dude. You haven't talked in 10 minutes. You haven't talked in like 10 to 15 minutes, and you're already sweating for the first 30 seconds of you talking.
No,
Calm
I'm
the
just
fuck down,
fat.
buddy.
I just naturally sweat. It's just
It
natural.
happens, man.
Hey, no offense. Omen's bigger than you, and he ain't sweating a fucking bit. Not to take his side, but
And you know
calm
what?
down,
Right
buddy.
now, listen, I think Joshua Allen said it best. You thought that Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman had heat? right now between the likes of Justin Parsley, Soldier GP, and Omen Black, and Anthony Steele with Omen Black and Soldier GP. His old nemesis is from last year, and the icon Jack Spade is here, and the deathmatch werewolf Mac Tenner's in the house.
Poor Jack Spade and Mac Tenner just fucking casualties, just looking at like.
Because
I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here.
Sportzwire may never live after this because of all you've seen tonight. You've thought you've seen it all. You've thought you've seen everything that's unfolding on this platform. But what's ahead here at Summer Bash, July 5th to July 7th? We may never, figuratively and literally, be back again because of what these men are doing. We all might be casualties of war. Casualties of war and what's ahead at Summer Bash. And this is only the beginning. Let the games begin, as some would say. You've seen all the talk, all the tension. It seems to me that the simmering between those in Iowa, in Indiana, and in Tennessee now, who knows where else could come? And we've only just got started. Yes, Mr. Spade.
Arkansas. I'm in Arkansas.
Well,
so we got four states here.
You don't count. You don't count. You packed your bags and left a long time ago.
This could be a no contest. You guys hate each other so much there may not be a winner. We may listen. The only winner might be the insurance bill. The doctors in the hospital.
There's going to be two winners, obviously, at Summer Bash. It's going to be me, and it's going to be the fans watching me kick Anthony Steele's ass one more time.
Hey, look. Here's the best thing, Mac. Here's the best thing. I'm going to be Omen. You're going to be Omen, and then D'Angelo's going to beat Soldier GP. So Resurrection's going to have the best representation at Summer Bash.
Not TBW?
That's if you don't have car troubles again.
And how you?
Hey, I got all paid expenses already paid, homie. I got all paid expenses already paid. I'm ready. I'll be there going forward.
That rage in the cage.
The ticket's been bought. Homie, I'll see your dumb ass at fucking Summer Bash. I'm going to beat it in. I'm going to beat it in, bro. I promise.
Idiot.
I'm
representing. You and Soldier are going down. Going down,
Jack
bro.
Spade.
Going down.
2024.
Yeah.
Still, you're not. Where you surpassed me, Still?
You don't care.
You're not on our level anymore.
You ain't surpassed shit.
Because, listen, the other day,
That's all right. Hey, you're at the beginning of your career. You're at the beginning of your career, and your career's already declining, homie. It's already declining.
He goes, what?
Decline.
But wait a minute, time out. Can't you say though it was Omen Black and Soldier GB that made you relevant again last year, Anthony Steele?
Fuck no.
Yes,
I made enough relevant. I brought you subscribers. I showed up to your show, homie. I showed up to your show. I gave you fucking fans, homie. That's why you have to fucking hire bigger people than y'all. You have to hire Justin Parsley. You have to hire Tommy the Madman Merriman. You have to hire me.
We have to hire people? No, people just want to come here.
Yeah.
Because they want to whoop your fucking ass. That's what y'all been doing.
The point he made after what happened to you at the hands of Omen Black and Soldier GP, was that the reason why Craven Rage has been ducking Omen Black for 15 months?
Nah.
He saw what happened.
Craven Rage is ducking everybody because he can't fucking wrestle. Let that be known. Hey, I know one man from Wisconsin that can wrestle. His name is Sean Jovi. That's the only fucking man in Wisconsin that can
That's
wrestle.
one we agree on, Steel. Besides your brother Silverwolf, but you know.
Yeah, hell no. That motherfucker can never ever fucking be a part of the Steel family.
Happy birthday, Silverwolf, by the way.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck Silverwolf. Oh,
I just want to say I'm having a great time. This is just I didn't imagine this.
All the fucking
who killed WCW? This could be who killed Sportswire, because we may never be the same afterwards. We may be off the air after this one because we have all seen the bodies about to be on the floor. We've seen let the bodies hit the floor, and we may never get up from this figuratively and literally.
Well, if that's the case, what a hell of a way to die.
That melting hippo right there holding a cat, Rob Slater, had to come in and ruin the momentum for everyone. Fuck you, Josh.
Maybe
why are you frozen like that? Why are you frozen like that?
Is that a kitty?
You guys fucked up my Wi-Fi. Someone called me.
Oh, look, it's a kitty. It's a kitty.
Hey,
don't stop talking. Look at the kitty.
Hey, that's the most pussy you've seen in the last 3 years, ain't it?
Actually, fucker, this is the cat we saved tonight. So go fuck
Oh,
yourself.
so that's a yes. That's a yes. Okay, I got you.
How's your finger more out of shape than you are?
Hey, Steel, man, you don't want to get into that territory, bro, because you know we got jokes, bro. You know we got jokes.
We got jokes. Hey, we got jokes.
Xavier Gordon's not too far around the corner.
You lucky this is a family station.
Much love.
We are a family station. Thank you for somebody saying we are a family
I'll
station.
see your ass at Summer Bash. Parson, go fuck yourself. And Josh, definitely go fuck yourself. Bye, Tom.
I tell y'all what.
Thank you. That was
Where is this Summer Bash that y'all keep talking about?
Bremen, Ohio. Bremen, Ohio.
It just seems to.
We legal there.
I'll put the poster up for those that are listening and watching. If you want to go and get a front row seat to see what's going to happen between the likes of Soldier GP, Omen Black, The Real Deal, Anthony Steele, Justin Parsley, Chris Craven, D'Angelo LaFlame, Sean Dovey, the resident rock star, Nicholas Crenton, the new Messiah, and so many other stars where you'll see more information upcoming on. This is where the show will take place. It's going to be taking place, and there's somebody else that wants to address the world. And I'm going to let him do that, especially after what everybody is still talking about. And why, Cameron, why? After what he said about Dustin Alexander.
It's Shotgun, Cameron Cage.
Resurrection Wrestling.
What's up, Shotgun?
Cameron Cage has decided to pop on. And Cameron, I know everybody's been asking.
What's up, my boy?
But do you want to say something ahead of Saturday Night Riot? Because obviously you have decided that you want to address Dustin Alexander, what's left of him. And obviously we've seen Justin Parsley try to figure out who he is and try to reevaluate his situation. But boy, Dustin Alexander has not been heard from since. And we may not even know if he shows up at Saturday Night Riot. And anything you want to say after what happened on Monday, and maybe some other things that you might want to say toward maybe a fatherless, soon-to-be also empty-handed Resurrection World Heavyweight Champion, Dustin Alexander, the Machine.
Well, I mean, I think I said enough Monday. The only reason I joined is because Jack Spade's here. I mean, I saw
that's right. Hey, I bring in the numbers. When Jack Spade shows up, everybody wants to be a part of it because ain't no party like a Jack Spade party.
Because the Jack Spade party don't stop.
And there is no party like this one. And I mean Justin
and I will say this since we on the subject. I do want Dustin Alexander to lose that title, but not because of anything that's happening in the Resurrection. See, what a lot of people don't know is me and Dustin Alexander, we have a personal beef. I have a personal vendetta with him. And Cameron Cage, the Shotgun here.
It's not the Shotgun anymore. Get it right, bitch.
Right there. You is what I say you is, and don't you forget that. Now,
Jack Spade.
My personal vendetta with Dustin Alexander is that he broke Jack Spade's favorite liquor glass. My favorite one. And I still ain't let that go. That's been about 2 years, and I still ain't let that go. And you just wait, Dustin. I know you're sitting somewhere watching this. I'm coming for you when you least expect it. When all your titles have gone, when you've lost everything, when your people don't care about you no more, Jack Spade's going to be there to show you just how lower you can drop.
Is it going to be lower when Cameron Cage loses that Saturday Night Riot?
It
can't be no lower when Jack Spade loses a.
You know what? We don't even know if Dustin Alexander is going to show up.
I think it's lower than when Jack Spade packed his bags and fucking leaves. Oh wait, that happened. My bad.
But we still don't know what's going to happen to Dustin Alexander. After what Cameron Cage said on this platform Monday, everybody on Instagram was over 500 views alone. Dustin Alexander may have lost his smile. He may have lost not only his father, but lost what's been so precious to him for all these months in that Resurrection Wrestling World Championship.
Dustin's going to beat Cameron's ass so bad. Cameron Cage is going to be afraid the cops are going to show up.
We'll have to find out here. But
first of all, don't count out Shotgun Cameron Cage. All right, don't count him out. All right, I've seen that man pull through the odd attack against him, even though Jack Spade didn't have to help him win a couple of his matches.
Look, I've seen Cameron Cage go from number one to winning the Rumble. I also seen Cameron Cage not capitalize on that fucking opportunity and did not win a world championship.
Career. It's something you and Spade ought to know about. Y'all packed your bags and left too.
Hey, I didn't pack my bags. I went on to bigger, better things, homie.
I don't know about that. You went NOCW.
But I'm in Black and so did you need it and seem to agree.
Hey, I was in NOCW, MIW, now signed and committed to wrestling. and traveling like a motherfucker. What are you talking about? Hey, look.
I wouldn't necessarily say that Jack Spade packed his bags and left. Jack Spade was taken. That's a better word. I was taken. I didn't leave. I was taken. Kidnapped.
Family friendly.
Yeah, family friendly, and Craven Rage, obviously, who doesn't want any part of Omen Black, but does want to congratulate Justin Parsley. And maybe Craven Rage was inspired by you, Anthony Steele, last year. Maybe not. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But Craven Rage is here, wants to say hello. And we want to say hello to Sissy. Sissy is the cat Sissy. Hello, Sissy. Hope you are doing well. That was the cat that the guys rescued. But I think we've seen a lot tonight. Let me give everybody the opportunity to say a few things to the world before we sign off, and if we sign off permanently. You know, they're asking right now on Vice, who killed WCW, but maybe who killed Sportswire Radio tonight? Was it Justin Parsley and Joshua Wooten saving a cat? Was it Soldier GP and Omen Black going back and forth with Justin Parsley and then Anthony Steele? Was it Jack Spade partying like it was not only 1999, but 2024 at Summer Bash? Was it Michael Blackheart in a bow tie? Was it Mac 10, the Deathmatch Werewolf, silent but violent? Or even Cameron Cage giving us words to live by? Simple, straight and to the point. That Dustin Alexander is on borrowed time. I don't know what it'll be, but maybe they'll be asking it. Maybe we won't. We hope to be on the air tonight with the ESW Shockwave Heavyweight Champion of the World, Austin G. We hope to be here for that. Maybe we'll be here for a little thing with a guy named Joe Bidelau. Stay tuned on that. But until then, I want to give people the opportunity to say a few things. And I'm going to go first to the guys that obviously were the reasons that we were here tonight and putting them in the Hall of Fame. That was Joshua Wooten and Justin Parsley. And fellas, I want to give you the opportunity to say some different things to the world, and also anything else on your minds on this historic occasion.
We'd rather go last.
Okay, so let's go then to Jack Spade.
We can go last together, Justin. It's all right.
Okay, so let's go to the icon.
I just want to say,
Hey, let's say the black man for a second.
I just want to say, as my closing thought, in this wonderful, crazy, weird world of wrestling, you never know what can happen. You could just log on to a podcast one day and end up in what I think is one of the best segments of Sportswire I've ever seen. As of today, Jack Spade has given his vote to send Tom Bryce down as the patron saint of wrestling. Jack Spade gives you that title, and I have the authority to give you that. Tom Bryce, you are now the patron saint of wrestling. Put in that square circle, they better think of you. And if not, Jack Spade gonna give him a leg drop from hell.
Well, Mr. Spade, you are an icon, and hopefully I can put you in the Hall of Fame in the next week or two. So hopefully you can get a nice little ceremony, and we can certainly do that in the next matter of days. So thank you for that very much.
I'll wear my Sunday suit.
I hope you do. I'll be wearing a Resurrection I'll be wearing a Resurrection Wrestling shirt, by the way. I'm not going to give you a clue on whose that shirt will be, but I'll have a Resurrection Wrestling shirt actually by then. So we'll do that. I want to go to Deathmatch.
We'll be there wearing our birthday suits.
And hopefully you bring Sissy. Mac 10, the Deathmatch Werewolf, would you like to say any final thoughts to the world?
Yeah, the only thing that I got to say is, Spade.
Yeah.
Bro, your so-called congregation brother's being stupid again.
Since when does he?
That's not my congregation, brother. He was kicked out of the congregation. See, the congregation didn't need Ronnie Brady. The congregation needed its preacher, and the preacher of the congregation was Jack Spade. I was the saint. I was the sinner. I was everything the congregation had to offer. He was just a simple poster boy I had on my side to make me look good. And what people need to understand is the congregation lives strong even without Ronnie Brady. It lives strong. I'd say it's even stronger without Ronnie Brady. Me by myself is better than Ronnie Brady in the congregation. And you know why? Because I didn't cost us the match. I didn't cost us to lose our titles. I didn't cost everything we had worked over for the past 13 years to get thrown away in a huff. That wasn't Jack Spade. That was Ronnie Brady. And that's why he got kicked out of the congregation. And then I got kidnapped. But that's beside the point.
It was probably Dustin or Adrian Prince. Let's be real. They have history with it.
And yes, for those of y'all who don't know, Jack Spade was kidnapped for 6 months. I was held in captivity.
And well,
but I'm back now.
you did address Dustin, and I think Dustin would be maybe the prime suspect of that for sure. I'm sure we'll see what happens with that, and we love that. Anything else, Mr. Mac 10, and you'd like to say? Because you are obviously here to collect rent payments, I'm sure, to some other people on this
I need to
platform.
collect your rent, Mac.
You still owe me rent. What you talking about?
I don't owe you shit.
Wait a minute. Maybe you guys collect rent with each other.
I gave that ass whooping ticket to Kato for Saturday Night Riot.
Did Cato's paying you guys right now?
Hey, get it how you live.
Wait a minute. Did I just see that? Wait a minute. This is really getting more bizarre. It's more bizarre twists and turns here on Sportswire Radio. Mac 10 all of a sudden is right behind Anthony Steele. I mean, what else is next? I mean, is the boogeyman going to come out? And
hey, Cameron, look behind you.
Dustin Alexander behind you, Cameron Cage. You better be careful, Cameron Cage. Dustin Alexander could be behind you because it looks to me like Mac 10 just somehow out of nowhere. I mean, that had to have been, I don't know how, did you teletransport? Did you fly in via helicopter to get through that window? Because I just can't believe what I just saw. People who say, I can't believe I just saw it's butter. But boy, ladies and gentlemen, what Mac 10 just did, you will never see on any other platform like this one. And I hope, Anthony Steele, that you did pay the rent and that Mac 10 certainly doesn't have to come from behind you when you're sleeping at night. And you certainly, I would hope, sleep with one eye open because you certainly may never know.
Mac 10 will do that. You better watch him while you sleep.
I would certainly say that, yeah. Mac 10 will definitely do that. Anthony, you better be sleeping with one eye open. You shouldn't be worried about Omen Black and Soldier GP, your old foes from last year, or James Taylor, the nemesis. You need to worry about Mac 10 and the rent.
Hey, hold on. Justin, are you worried about Soldier or Omen?
I'm not worried about Soldier or Omen.
Neither am I.
But what I'm thinking is, like, if those two dodge us, there's so many Foundation members that the
fuck. The McDonald's Wi-Fi is kicking in.
Okay, so let's move on from that and let's go to Cameron Cage next. Cameron, I want to give you some thoughts. I figured I'd let you say hello to the world, especially after everybody's still asking about you. And anything else you'd like to say, my friend, before I imagine you come back on here next as the Resurrection World Heavyweight Champion, the next member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame to join these two gentlemen here.
Oh, I mean, only thing I got to say is
you're wrong.
Shut up, Steele. That's why you're going to win Brady. But no, okay. Only thing I got to say is I don't need to beat you.
You definitely do.
I don't need
just like you need to beat you need to beat Dustin Alexander, and you ain't doing that either.
We'll see come Saturday Night Right, but that's if he shows up from being on his little mother's paid. Oh, I'm sorry, Resurrection page.
And after what you said to him, I just don't know if he's going to have the courage to show up because, I mean, you said something that I still don't think we've ever come back from on this platform. I mean, tonight's certainly one thing. They might say who killed Sportswire. Maybe it was what you said to Dustin. Maybe that was the moment. That was when we say who killed Sportswire, like on Vice, who killed WCW. Maybe it was your moment on what you said to Dustin Alexander about his father. And that's why we're going to remember you for that, maybe. Who knows? I don't know, but we'll have to find out. We'll see. Hopefully we stay alive for tomorrow's show, but we'll have to tune in. And I'm looking forward to the match if it happens, Cameron. I certainly hope it happens. But
I mean,
I think tomorrow's show is going to break the internet.
Well, didn't today break it?
I think
we're going to fix it so we can break it again.
Well, all right. That's good to know. I'm glad that somebody has the abilities to fix the internet next. Okay. Well, thank you, Cameron. I look forward to hopefully seeing this match. And since I'm going to go with you next, Anthony, because Justin and Joshua want to close the show, I'm giving you your closing thoughts, and I'm sure you'll have a lot to say, and we look forward to what you have to say now, Mr. Steele.
My closing thoughts is, A, Mac 10, get ready to get your ass whooped by Kato. B, Cameron Cage, get ready to get your ass whooped by Dustin Alexander. C, Omen Black and Soldier GP. I hope y'all are 100% at Summer Bash because both of y'all about to get y'all's ass beat. Not once, not twice, but 3 times in a 3-day fucking period, and I promise you that. And Justin, I know you can't hear me because you gone, but when the real deals debut, when the real deals step inside that square circle, I promise you that match is going to be one real deal to fucking watch. And any fucking person that thinks they can step up to the real deals of the independent underground fucking promotion anywhere, I promise you, y'all are going to step up and then get put the fuck aside. by me and Justin Parsley.
It seems like Indiana allies once again, and boy, certainly sometimes they would say wrestling makes for strange bedfellows, some would say, but not so fast, to quote Lee Corso, because Anthony Steele and Justin Parsley could be a real team to watch for at Summer Bash.
I also will say this, Joshua, to answer your question earlier, if I had any amount of money, no cap, tax free, I'd buy XCW and make it great again.
Well, listen, I did say, by the way, that aside from like AEW, yeah, I mean XCW, I mean that would certainly be a foregone conclusion. But
can we be more original than that fucking dude? Like, he told me if he had
I was original.
Money cap, he would just buy.
I was
better. Like, you might as well just tell me your Mount Rushmore is Ric Flair, Triple H, HBK, and Hulkamania. I mean, you might as well just say you're. Hold on.
I thought Silverwolf was on
the bandwagon's pulling up. It's waiting for you to jump on.
I thought Joe.
Wait! You're talking to me, right? Because that damn sure ain't my Mount Rushmore. That might be yours. Yours is probably James Ellsworth, Doink, Jerry the King Lawler, and Michael Cole, right?
Hey, Jerry Lawler is a legend in the South. I wouldn't put Jerry Lawler.
What is your? Don't do that.
Jerry Lawler is
Mount Rushmore. You said, what is my Mount Rushmore? The greatest of all time, John Cena. Greatest of all fucking time. You got to put the Undertaker. You got to put the Undertaker on the Mount Rushmore. You got to put. Hey, a lot of people hate him, but I loved him. He was the energy of the fucking '80s. You got to put Ultimate Warrior up in that bitch. If you're going, hold on, shut the fuck up. And then if you're gonna put number 4, you gotta put Viva La Raza because he lies, he cheats, and he steals. Eddie Guerrero is my Mount Rushmore, a professional fucking
real Rushmore. That's a real Rushmore, baby.
All right,
that's good.
I'll give you that. You redeemed yourself, but just saying, like, trust me, if you had an unlimited cap.
Hey, I'm not Josh. I'm not Joshua Fletcher. I'm not Joshua Fletcher. I'm here to make wrestling great again. Not fucking put myself over every chance I can fucking get.
And make himself a new tag team championship belt after he wins it?
Hey, look, let's just say this. Parsley, you were there around that time. Hey, I was the undefeated New Age champion, and he got rid of me because he wanted to be selfish. Anthony still made the product great. He made it fucking trash.
By the way, didn't he have problems with the foundation? Didn't he have problems with some guy, Jack Delta? And didn't he have problems with some guy, Aaron Blaze? Can we keep going?
Hey, look.
I do what I'm told.
The way I look at it is Spade is there to try to reclaim relevancy in XCW again because XCW has declined. And he's brought in talent just like
AEW.
He's declined. He's brought in Jack Delta. He's brought in Aaron Blaze. He's brought in Division Nick, a guy I know very well.
Last year, yeah.
He's brought in a lot of good names, and he's shit.
They don't. Yeah.
Hey, look. Hey, Parsley. I just got a question. Did he shit on me because I'm not Captain Law who kisses his ass? Oh no! Wait! Is it because I'm not ACT?
Captain Law sucks his dick.
Is it not because I'm? Is it not because I'm? Is it because I'm not ACT? Oh, whoa! Is it because I'm not Blackheart? Is it because I'm not the people that jerk them off on every fucking chance?
How about Brady Branson? Throw Brady in there too. Gotta throw Brady.
Like,
hey,
look, because I'm gonna say this.
I wouldn't have any.
I came in there and did the same thing you're doing. I came there to fucking wrestle. I came there to do what the fuck I'm meant to fucking do. They want to play make believe. We want to do this shit for fucking real. And
Anthony,
that's why they're real fucking deals.
Well, some would say outsiders who go to Indiana, that's where careers die. That's some would say that.
Hey, look, I'm glad I got out of Indiana because my career ain't dying any fucking time soon. But Fletch died like 10 years ago.
I think it was like 15, but hey, who's counting? Who's counting? Maybe he can go back to getting autographs with Joe Hendry instead. Maybe meet and greet with Joe Hendry.
Hey. Justin, the closest that he's going to get to WrestleMania is buying tickets.
He couldn't buy them this year, though, I heard.
Circle of jerks.
That's what we are.
Hey, if you want to run your podcast, I'm so down. I'm just saying. I've earned my right.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people will love them. I don't think it's going to happen. But by the way, my Mount Rushmore could be C2K, Skulls, Silver Wolf and Tyler Ark.
Hey, hold on. Which one of y'all got a hat?
Steel needs to be on that Mount Rushmore, first of all.
I got Silver Wolf. I got C2K. I got Skulls. I got Tyler Ark. And honorable mention is Zack Attack.
We're going to name them.
Don't forget Loose Cannon. You like him too.
Hey, look. If you're going to name the Mount Rushmore of underground wrestling,
Tyler Ark for Loose Cannon.
Hey, if you're going to do the Mount Rushmore of underground wrestling, it's Anthony Steele, Justin Parsley, Tommy the Man Merriman, and probably.
Don't say ACT.
I'll put Jack Spade up there.
Long as you're not saying ACT. Long as you're not saying ACT.
ACT is more like he can't spell his ABCs.
He failed the ACTs. Let's be honest. He failed the ACTs. He failed them.
No, that's his brother.
If you put the SPT, if you gave them like extra credit, they would still fail the ACT.
Straight the fuck up, bro.
That's basically what it is. Listen, if you gave them, if you gave an open book for them, they would still fail the SAT.
Hey, I just got a question.
What?
How the fuck do you drop the ball on DJ Walbert? How the fuck do you get DJ Walbert to leave a company when he's one of the most fucking charismatic most giving people I've ever fucking met?
Because
that dude
he gets the most views. Because I'll tell you why. Because he gets the most views, and because when he came on this platform, he got the most views of any other XCW personality. So certainly, we don't want to rough the apple.
Hold on.
Hey, I just got a question. Is it because me and DJ Walbert did a better hardcore match than their hardcore match at Extreme King?
What?
Is it because me and DJ Walbert did a better hardcore match than they did at Extreme King?
That wasn't.
And it wasn't even for the hardcore championship.
That wasn't even it. But it was a good match. That trunk match. Yeah.
Listen,
one of my most
memorable.
memorable.
I want to be honest. The only reason Encounters was a success because the real ones faced the Foundation. That is all.
Oh man, what are you doing?
You know that Vortex got fewer views than Silver Wolf's last podcast today?
I'm just saying.
That's sad as fuck.
Encounters got that big because Justin Parsley, Rob Slater, Omen Black, and Soldier GP started it off.
Do you know that Skull's upcoming podcast will get more views than Rundown tomorrow? So when do we get to have
and
the
by
series?
the way, Tom, you left out one person that Fletch caused problems with. He also caused problems over in Ohio with the DKW guys, Dark Kron.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
You know, the guy who had cancer, and Fletch expected him to be there the next day after getting cancer.
Oh, and what about the guys in Michigan I heard about, by the way? What about those guys in Michigan? He basically, didn't he want to come in there and promote himself over their top talent too? Didn't he want to put himself over? Because after all, it's only one thing to make a new championship belt for yourself, but it's only another thing to take over in the promotion. And, I was wondering, we are talking about who killed WCW. So when do we get a chance to go who killed XCW? When do we get to do
that's already been determined. That's already been determined.
I want to know, when do we get the Death of XCW show live on Sportswire? I would
the owner and the law of the land did it.
I would
Give
like
me time. Give me time. That's whenever I showed up to XCW. That's what I said.
I would like, what? I don't want one show. I want like a monthly series on the Death of XCW. I would like a monthly series. We could get XCW former personalities, former XCW talents. I'm sure that they would love to obviously give their eulogy and, maybe help, say a few words and certainly maybe talk about some of their memories. There's one of the more memories there at XCW history. And, after all, I mean, I do live near a cemetery across the street. I could probably give up a good, nice plot of land to put in the body. And, we could certainly, give a few words, I'm sure.
I know. I'm just, you know my thing, Tom, with XCW. I had a fucking broken arm, and he expected me to be there still just to stand around.
Well, that's why. Well, after all, it's extremely crappy wrestling, man. I can't blame you. Maybe it was better if you had a broken arm, because after all, I mean, why devalue yourself going back to extremely crappy wrestling?
You know it. I loved going there. I'll say this. It wasn't all bad. The guys that I met there, the roster.
Yeah, the people, it's one man, really, that unfortunately he's running his.
It's two.
Well, two. Well, one's half a man. The other one is a man. The other
one's the law of the
Parsley.
land and one's the owner. So
I would say the law is the more woman of the land. I would say he's the woman.
Hey, Parsley. I'm gonna say this. If you know, you know. What real company man works with people on the registry? Let that sink in.
I would say one that is certainly not a real one.
If you know, you know.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I know, and I know others.
It's
but,
not a
you
real
know.
one.
It's not a real, it's not a real one there. Not a real one there, huh? But so I'm looking forward
At this
to
point. I don't care if
Well,
it kills
hey.
any fucking momentum of me coming back to XCW.
Well, I'll just say it. I know another one, Anthony Steele. They're in Wisconsin called Triple W. Boom. There you go.
But
Wait,
you know what?
who's on the register?
I got this. But Triple W gets more views than XCW though.
Wait, hold on. Who's on the registry?
Good night, guys.
Have a good night, everybody.
Oh no! We don't do that here on Sportzwire.
Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen enough. Congratulations to the Circle of Jerks becoming the first non-sports podcast in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Justin Parsley, first three-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. Joshua Wooten, stayed with Sissy, becoming also the 77th member of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. We were joined by Cameron Cage, the soon-to-be future Resurrection Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, for a nice cameo. Jack Spade, the icon, going to be a Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer in a few short days. Matt Man, the Deathmatch Werewolf, the man that collects rent on Sportswire Radio. Omen Black, it is his show after all, and he's the boogeyman of the Midwest, and he's the true king of all hardcore wrestling, and certainly the states like Indiana, Ohio, and Iowa, and Wisconsin, and also Anthony himself, like it is. He's the real deal, and I'm the guy that was the host of Sportswire Radio, but soon to be canceled.
I'm not the king. I'm not Atomic Titan. Don't put that black cloud on me.
No. We were talking about the states of Iowa, Indiana.
Okay,
Ohio,
there you go.
Wisconsin. Yeah, not mentioning Tennessee. We're not going there. We know Mac Tennis here. We have real hardcore wrestlers here.
I'm not stealing gimmicks here, all right?
We have real hardcore wrestlers here. We don't have those that, obviously are doing satire. I mean, these guys are satire. We have a hardcore king who's doing
Get it
satire.
right. Omen's not a thorn. You don't steal gimmicks.
But, yeah, these guys do.
That's why I love Jackie.
We have real hardcore wrestlers here, but thank you, everybody. We will be here 10 o'clock Eastern time with Austin G, the ESW Shockwave champion. If you want to tell Austin G, the ESW Shockwave champion, and potentially Joe Bidelau before then, depending on Joe's work schedule, though, because Joe's
garbage.
So Austin G, would you like to would you like to tell Austin live on the air he's garbage? I'm sure he'd love to hear that. I'm sure he thinks very highly.
I sent it to him in his messenger. Nothing.
What did he say? What did he say?
Nothing. I think I got the wrong count, but still nothing.
Austin G, ESW Shockwave. He's garbage?
Garbage.
Maybe he thinks too highly of himself, is what you're telling me, basically.
Well, on that note...
Well, we'll find out.
I'm
I'm saving my thoughts for tomorrow's show. We may have Joe Bidelau before then. I can't tell you what it is. But thank you, everybody. Until then, hopefully we see everybody tomorrow.
Oh, by the way, don't forget the shit show.
Hold on. I'll give you guys the floor. I thought we were ending after what these guys were saying about Indiana, but the floor is yours.
Fuck that. All those motherfuckers. This is about us. We're going to end with...
Go ahead. Closing thoughts. Fire.
What you mean, fuck them? What you mean, fuck me, Justin?
No, not fuck you. You're the real...
Be quiet. Let him talk.
Exactly.
Deal.
And we say hello to Mr. Hillbilly Tilly, my buddy, your buddy, who came in here and did a nice little cameo for us on Wednesday's show, and he's not a fan of Indiana either, so I can tell you that much. But yes,
this goes directly to Soulja GP. Like, I don't have a lot of closing thoughts. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate you guys sharing the night with us. But Soulja GP. So he's been through the ringer, man. He always does these like no DQ matches, right? So he can use whatever weapons or whatever advantage he needs to keep his gold. But I want to say, June 22nd, I want to meet Soulja GP one-on-one in a normal singles match, where if Soulja GP is disqualified or counted out for any reason, then the title changes hands and Justin Parsley brings Goldie, that stupid little slut, back to Indiana for keeps.
Hey, don't talk about us that way.
Only if Soulja GP feels extreme enough to step up to Justin Parsley's challenges.
Hey, you sound like Esther right there. Relax, dude.
What are you doing here, you fat fuck?
And there was no James Taylor.
This is
all without James Taylor tonight on Sportswire.
Talking to you, Josh. What are you doing here?
I'm Josh. That's Justin. You're too drunk to fucking talk.
You're too fucking stupid to fucking get the joke.
A lot of people go to school for 7 years.
Yeah, they're called doctors.
You look like a melting hippo.
Soldier wants to say you're on, Justin Parsley.
Melted off, sir.
Oh, Soldier wants to say you're on? He accepts that?
On track? Fucking Christ.
IMF World Championship. Welcome to Indiana. Love you. Kiss her goodbye. Closing thoughts.
Well, on that note, gentlemen, Jack Spade's going to sign off because my cup is empty and I got to refill.
Hey,
Hold on,
Jack,
Jack.
before you do that, hey, man.
You're part of his closing thoughts.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you. You're quiet. You don't smoke Newports. I get that. But when I see you, if you come to Indiana, I'll buy you a carton of Newports. Okay, my friend?
Quit saying racist shit, you fucking bigot!
Shut up! This is our closing thought.
First off, it ain't racist. It is cultural. Okay?
It's majorly racist.
And you know what? Just because of that, I got you on that Douce or the Cavassier. Okay, sir? I'll make sure you're taken care of here in Indiana. I'll show my hospitality.
If that's racism, give it to me.
Hey, my brother from another mother and that mother Africa. Stay black. Okay, my friend? I got you. Much love. Right
You
here.
are an honorary member of the Black Village. I add you in. I'll tell him at the next meeting.
This dude has watched Albus Wanted so much. He's
Hey,
like,
just
man,
make
this
sure.
is
Hey,
real life.
just make sure. Real quick. I don't put raisins in my potato salad, so make sure I'm invited to the next barbecue. Okay.
I feel like Josh has watched Albus Wanted too much. Where
Salt
he
and
wants
pepper
to
ain't
be-
seasoning it. I promise you.
I love these guys.
Yeah.
I love these guys. We can get along just fine. I love these guys.
I'll
bring them back here.
Tell you
It's
what.
not the first time. They'll be here more often. I promise
Don't
you.
worry. Tom,
Please
I'll
don't
get
have
you
that effect.
Omen, I don't want to waste another brain cell on you. You've already taken 6 of mine. Anthony.
You look like you wear a fucking fedora to go in Golden Corral. You fucking
I
fat
do.
piece of
It actually
shit.
looks really nice on me. I actually have a nice suit I wear there too. It's a classy restaurant here in Indiana.
I bet when you talk to women, he's like, my lady.
I do. It's actually Old English is actually quite romantic if you're used to it. Swipe. Don't worry. I'll make sure to butt fuck your girlfriend later.
You look like Chris Farley after he died.
You know what? As your parents might have told you, my name's Matt Foley. I'm 35 years old, and I'm what you call a motivational speaker. Now, let me tell you something.
If that was Chris
Johnny.
Farley, I
You could
wanted
have been
that.
a writer,
Yeah.
but you weren't taking those papers rolling doobies. Hey, everybody, look over here. We got Bill Shakespeare on the mic, you keyboard warrior, you.
Keyboard warrior.
Such an
You're just better
inspiration
than
for
roasting me
all
all
of us.
fucking night.
I'm so fucking happy. Fucking faggot. Yeah,
Okay, I think, ladies and gentlemen, we had it.
Whatever.
I think on that note, thank you very much for tuning in.
Go ahead, Josh. Say your word. One time. Woo!
I just want to say this before we get off thing. It was supposed to be our night. You talked so fucking much. It was really kind of pissing me off a lot.
Thank you very much. We are out of time, everybody. Here on Sportzwire Radio. That was the Circle of Jerks here, and boy, they really turned into jerks. And have a good night, everybody. That was Justin Parsley, Joshua Wooten, Anthony Steele, Mac 10, the Deathmatch Werewolf,
I'm
Cameron
jealous.
Cage,
I wanted to do that.
Omen
That
Black,
fat
and thank you for Jack Spade tuning in. Soldier GP was here, Michael Blackheart. As I said, this could be the final show in Sportswire Radio history. Remember this date, ladies and gentlemen. This was the day that Sportswire Radio could have met its timely fate that I'm sure Joshua Fletcher and the woman Dale Law, whatever his last name is, would probably be happy about. So thank you very much, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. And hopefully we see everybody with Austin G.